There it is.
Okay. And we're live. Okay, this is Film Study Episode 3 with Philip, RJ, and Daryl. And for this episode, we are going to be discussing movies, some of our favorites, and hopefully if you join the chat, we can hopefully discuss some of your favorites as well. So let's get started. What do you want to start with?
Comedies.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Comedies.
You want to take it?
Well, I like Animal House.
Man,
John Belushi, baby.
It's always a classic.
definitely a good movie for sure.
Filmed at the University of Oregon, too, by the way. Thank
He
you.
barely says anything in the whole movie. That's why I like it. He doesn't have to say anything because that's how funny the man is, you know.
That he is, for sure. That's definitely a good movie. Comedies is a hard one, though. You know, because there's so many. It's like a broad, variety of just, you got your rom-coms, you got your straight funny movies.
Yeah.
It's just a different variety of, things like that. So, and then you got the actors who do, comedy. Like, you got your Robin Williams, your Jim Carrey's, my personal favorite.
Adam Sandler is one of mine.
Adam
Sandler. I mean, you got, guys that just,
I like
that's just what they do.
Just entertaining.
Will Ferrell, the early days. I kind of don't like his later stuff. I think he kind of sucks.
I don't know.
Now,
I still kind of enjoy him. Like
I enjoy
don't
him.
know. I still do,
I
even
think
on his
movies
newer
kind
stuff.
of suck now, but
Yeah, I mean, that definitely doesn't hold up to par the way he was getting older.
Talladega Nights. I think it's still my favorite. That or Old School.
Ron Burgundy.
Old school is a classic. Like, that's whole. I love Old
You, my
School.
boy Blue. Every time I always say that randomly. Every time, you, my boy Blue.
Dude, when he pulls over that old woman though, he says, "If you say anything, I'll kill you."
I promise we'll have him back by 8.
Yeah.
And then he steals her potato chips and jumps in the van. And it's just classic stuff like that. And it's just, you get iconic movies that can just never be touched by, like, certain people who do them, like Jim Carrey's, like Liar Liar.
Yeah.
Classic. The Mask.
When he goes around the
Classic.
room though, and Liar Liar, what he goes on.
Funniest part of the whole movie.
I mean, he really does.
I love it. I don't care.
Oh, it's definitely.
Me, myself, and Irene.
Oh, that one's a wild one.
Dude, I can't even keep a straight face talking about that one.
I don't think anybody can. That movie's
Because when
funny.
he becomes unhinged, I don't care. It's my favorite, like, series of events that happens in a movie, like, comedy-wise.
He's choking that cow in the middle of the street.
It is ridiculous.
I don't know. For me, is when basically he's in the bathroom and he's sitting there doing his thing and it's going sideways and he's like, "Why am I doing this? Like I just had sex." I mean, how he played her out, the way that movie was just top notch. I mean, really, definitely a great classic.
When he was in the grocery store.
That's what I'm talking about.
Price check on Vagisil. It's just stuff like that. You can't replace it.
What's he saying? Here's so and so. I parked it for you. Throws him the keys after he runs it through the bar. Was it the barber shop or something?
Mm-hmm.
They ran through the guy's house because he wanted to move his car.
I mean, he's just a character in itself. I mean, from back in the days, watching him on Saturday Night Live, and then growing into what he's become. I mean, he's definitely one of those OGs for sure.
Jim Carrey is literally one of my
Jim Carrey
favorites.
is on In Living Color, not Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
They didn't like him. You said Saturday Night Live. In Living Color.
Who's it? What we got in the chat?
We got Brittany in the chat, and Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Who's that?
The Wrong Missy was funny. If you've never seen that, it's pretty funny.
I have.
It's with David Spade.
Yes.
I've only seen it one time.
It's with David
a Netflix
Spade.
film.
It's actually pretty funny.
Huh.
She made me watch it. And then Tucker and Dale versus Evil. If you've never
I've seen that. That's hilarious.
It's funny and it's horror.
It is.
It's two of my favorites, Johnny. It's
Dude,
funny and horror at the same time, and I loved every second of it. It was definitely a good movie.
Didn't that come out in like 2011 or something like that? Because I saw it when it came out, but I don't really remember it.
Yeah.
All I remember is it just being very stupid.
but it's a good movie.
But I found it entertaining.
It is entertaining.
But I don't remember much about it.
It's based in West Virginia.
I haven't seen it in probably like 13 years. I only watched it once.
I watched it a couple months ago. I love that movie. I think it's funny, personally. I mean, I never thought I'd like it until I actually started watching. I'm like, this is pretty damn funny.
For some reason, when she said that, it made me think of John Tucker Must Die, just because of the Tucker name. But that, to me, I'm sorry, but I enjoyed that movie. I thought that movie was hilarious. The way he plays it out at the end, just basically once he has all those girls lined up, and how he's like, oh yeah, he's like, here, meet so and so, and now he's just picking up all these girls and having multiple dates, and the way he still was able to get away with everything and just being truthful about it all. I mean, he just played it out right.
Definitely good.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
You're gonna go with John Hughes movies?
But I'm a stickler for Steve. Like, I like Steve Martin.
Oh, Steve Martin.
And I like, of course, John Candy. Is definitely one of my favorites. Always has been. Obviously, you can go on and on with him. Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck is hilarious. I love that movie.
Cool Runnings. I still like Cool Runnings a lot too.
That's one sometimes I forget he's in.
Have you seen it?
Actually, I have not.
You've never seen it?
Oh, that's one I definitely recommend to watch for sure. I definitely enjoyed that.
And then too, like another Eddie Murphy.
Oh.
Some Trading Places.
Yes.
I love some Trading Places. Trading Places is one of my favorite movies, and I really don't know why. I just love that movie. Brittany hates it.
Oh, I love it.
As she just put in the chat, she said no.
She's a hater.
It's love Trading Places. It's hilarious.
Oh, it's great.
And he's in Trading Places. Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
Yes.
Him and Jamie Lee Curtis too.
Mm-hmm.
But they played
star-studded cast.
There is.
So
I mean, the fact that they played their roles so well is just really what made it so good. I mean, from one guy being on top of the world to all of a sudden he's
not.
Yeah.
Because it's honestly like
for $1.
Yes.
$1.
That's all it took.
It's something too so easy to do. I feel like in society, if you really wanted to put somebody in that situation.
And they did.
And it's like, I feel like, especially big companies or like corporations.
Oh yeah.
Like that could genuinely like happen if they wanted to do it.
I believe that movie, even though it wasn't called The True Story, I believe it was based on a true story personally.
There's probably
I feel like
it's
definitely happened.
I would say.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of times when people write stuff through experience, you know what I mean?
Well, and then also too, they brought it into Coming to America.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had to say, he's Mortimer. Yeah. We're back. He's sack full of money.
Yeah.
It's just stuff like that they incorporate in other things that I always find that's pretty cool. Because I love that movie. I love those movies in general.
Like I like them also in
Coming to America.
Axel.
Oh, you're just talking about
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop.
That was definitely. I
really like the new one, even though I know a lot of people are like, it's kind of like the first one. I was like, I get it, but I don't know. I like the actual camera angles and stuff they used and like the action scenes. I thought it was really good camera work.
Yeah, it was definitely better than expected because sometimes you never know what you'll get. With something being said.
I was pleased with it. Like I thought the last one.
And the theme song is classic.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like listening to Law and Order. It when you hear it.
I mean the theme song is classic. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
And then go back to John Hughes movies like Home Alone.
Oh,
I mean, come on, like I love me some Home Alone 1 and 2. 2 don't get no love like it should. I actually particularly like number 2.
I like number 2 a lot.
It's pretty good.
My favorite, but 2,
I don't know. I think I like 2 more than 1, 2. Even though I do love 1, and I hate some
it's
people
classic.
Like I don't know. I just enjoy it. Different scenery, put out in New York.
I don't remember the one dude's name. Like that runs the hotel, but then you also had Rob Schneider in it, so that.
That was
the main.
That was Tim Curry.
Yeah, Tim Curry.
Yes.
I always forget his name.
But
the great Tim Curry.
Rob
I
Schneider.
love you. With that scene. I'll never forget it. Yeah.
It's just so funny, and they're
You gotta
Christmas
do better
movies.
than that.
And for being Christmas movies,
Oh
You
no,
know,
classic. And then a little bit of action in it too. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, definitely a good one.
Bad Santa.
Oh,
Bad Santa.
that one's definitely a little bit more of a raunchy one, but
I
boy,
mean,
did
I
I
Love
enjoy
it though.
that.
I mean, they're good movies though.
No, that one's really good. One of the newer ones that I thought that was really good was Super Bad.
Yeah,
I love
more of a
It's just
overall,
honestly, it's just
I
a
guess you
new
would
age.
say newer age comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, because I would have come out in the probably early 2000s.
Oh yeah.
You know
I
what I
think-
mean?
I think it was late 2000s.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure it was like late. I'm pretty sure that came out when I was in high school. I think that
Oh
was
yeah,
might
because
have been like 08
all
or
those
09.
actors were young.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was like late 20s.
Because Jonah Hill was young.
Yeah, all very young.
That I
Well,
don't.
it's
that,
like when he played in Accepted. That's one of his first ones. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've
It
never
was-
seen
was
The
that.
just
one where
such
he
a
goes,
turnout.
"Ask me about my wiener." Like that was like
never
that used to
seen
be
that,
like
no.
the big thing. Yeah.
Oh, classic. My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got my boy
I
Joe
still
Pesci
love
in
it,
it.
yeah.
You know, I was just talking about how much I love him. I mean,
Two youths.
What is it?
Oh, two youths. The two youths.
Oh, what's her name?
That's
too?
Fred Gwynn.
It's
What's her name?
yeah, I know her name.
I know her name
I do
too.
too. It's
Of
it's
course.
kind of different, but I know what it is.
I love her too. I mean, them two in that role
Good
together
one.
was just amazing.
I know her name because it's always like Tomei. Is it
Marissa
that one?
Tomei.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
I knew the last name. I was like, it's on the like tip of
Love
my
her.
tongue.
But she's
Love that.
She's
Oh,
gorgeous too. I mean,
For sure.
that little pick me up bad girl attitude. I don't play that in that movie. She plays her role very well.
She's Italian. That's what I expect from an Italian woman. I expect that.
And of course,
Right,
my
Phil.
favorite scene in it was when she was sitting there breaking down the car the whole time. When you just put that
Yeah.
guy in his place, what makes you?
She just rifles it off. He's like, oh, she'll do.
Yeah.
And what I
Does
mean,
a train always
I mean,
come that early
one
in the
of-
morning?
One of my favorite classics is Big Daddy. Big Daddy is just I just put the girls on to watch it. They loved it. You know what I mean? PG-13 movie, definitely a little wild, but 100% one of my favorites for sure.
I mean, you can
See,
get.
but my favorite Adam Sandler film is The Wedding Singer.
Of course it is.
It is. It'll always be
Of
because
course it
it's
is.
the 80s vibe, and I love 80s films.
Well, that's
It is kind of cheesy, but I don't care. I think it's hilarious.
But I feel like if you would play a role in the movie, I feel like you could be that guy. I really do. Like I could see you playing in that movie,
To be
in that
Ronnie?
role, with just the way that
I'll be
you are,
Ronnie.
especially coming up with the music that you do sometimes. Of course, a little bit more raunchy than the Wedding
Of
Singer
course.
is, but
What is always bold?
51st Dates.
oh yeah, I definitely love that movie. That's
51st
definitely a
Dates.
really good one as
51st
well.
Dates is hilarious.
I mean, you can't
Yeah.
go. I mean, just imagine being
You
in
got a
that
cat because I
position.
feel something licking me. That's all I ever think of when I think of that movie.
Her brother.
Partly.
Y'all
Hey,
set for this, Mr. Smarty?
Hey, Tracy. Think of jeans like this in high school.
Check out these glutes, baby. Rock hard. I mean, it's just
He's like,
it's the
"Please
stuff
don't
like that
sit down."
that makes
And
those
it's
movies hilarious.
Ashton that plays him.
Mhm.
That dude kills me. You wouldn't think he'd play that role either. Like compared to his other movies,
Yeah,
like Rudy and
Rudy. I mean, and
Rudy.
that's
like,
one
This is weird.
that's one thing that I'd like to touch on as well too. We're gonna shift gears with that. Sports movies.
Oh,
My favorite sports.
Best sports movie of all time. Now this could cause problems, and it has at work before too. So I'll just go ahead with mine and get it out of the way. Remember the Titans.
that's funny because that's honestly one of the ones that I was thinking of.
That is my most favorite sports movie of
And
all
I
time.
do like. I think that's definitely my favorite football movie,
Because of
and it
Denzel.
might be my favorite because it is that good.
Denzel makes that movie
Oh.
that good. And I'm not saying that the other kid, like, Ryan Hurst
I'm
playing
just trying to think.
Gary was, I mean, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But Denzel makes that movie.
Oh, he's one of my top favorite actors.
And it's just, I cry every time. And I'll sit here and admit it every time. I cry every single time at the end of that movie. And it's just
the car accident.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
With Gary.
Yeah, it hurts.
And it hits, and it's not just about football. It hits on every way of life back then.
It was
it
tension,
deals with racism, all of that, and football can do that. Bringing people together is what's.
If there's that common goal, I think that's what it comes.
How did he say it in that one iconic moment in the scene when they were starting to finally come together? They said left side, strong side, left side.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and you see
that was the shift in the movie where things really, they started to grow.
But then when they leave camp and go back to reality, it's back to reality.
Yeah.
He says camp's over now. He said, this is where we're at. And then you see the divide that it tries to start making, and then it's like your battlefield is on the football field for these guys, but when they leave it, it's like they got other things on the outside world that are trying to break them apart.
Yeah,
you got one goal, that's win football games and win your championship.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that the way that they go about everything. Like, especially with the Coach Yost giving up his Hall of Fame ballot for that, it's just like it makes me like it gets me emotional. It really does.
And that young girl that plays in that movie, she kills me too.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name?
Like the daughter of
Coach.
Of Coach Yost.
I mean, how she was into the football and.
Mm-hmm.
How she was telling you ain't doing like she told it like it was.
I always say where the Coach Boone's daughter comes up to her and she's like, "What you doing?" She goes like, "Shapes and hoops," because her country accent. I used to say that all the time.
I just painted my nails.
Yeah,
she's like,
obviously pretty girl versus a tomboy.
Well, and she was watching film with him.
Yeah.
So you're weak on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's a coach's daughter. Like she understands what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's just that movie is just amazing to me. It always has been. It always will be the most iconic.
Yeah, I mean,
sports movie for me personally.
Because I know a lot of people when they say football, I think a lot of people love Rudy. Like I've heard,
Rudy,
and I like
Rudy's
Rudy a
classic,
lot,
but it just doesn't.
But I don't think it hits the same for me either compared to like.
I guess to me it just hits the heart. You know what I'm saying? Like you really feel it, especially through life. Mm-hmm. Our age now, the stuff that we've been through.
Yes,
I just feel like it really touches humanity, like you were saying. You know what I mean? The way
it's all about heart.
No, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It's about heart.
It reaches more than just the sport.
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
Well. And then plus two, being from Notre Dame, like that means back then at that point in time and period of time, that means everything to people. Mm-hmm. To start for the University of Notre Dame. Yeah. That's because it's such an iconic school that everybody knows who Notre Dame is. Everybody. Like you may know other schools, but when you hear the University of Notre Dame, that's just an iconic place that you would want to play football.
Yeah.
You would want to play for the University of Notre Dame. And it's just, Rudy is a very, very good movie.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, yeah, I definitely do.
Varsity Blues I love it.
I mean, it's a general entertaining movie. It really is.
Especially too, like that's bringing.
Well, it also has a very serious side.
Yeah, it does.
Because John Voight wanted to win his district title, and he's sacrificing everything. Like you're sacrificing kids' careers.
Well, the safety of it.
To win,
basically, yeah.
To win a district title.
Yeah, that was my boy too. I felt bad for him.
Like when Lance went down, like he didn't care. He just wanted it, and then
basically stick another needle in his leg.
Billy Bob, he let Billy Bob almost kill himself.
Yes, literally.
You know, and it's like, dude, like you're really sacrificing these kids' lives and careers just to win a district title.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Mox didn't want to deal with that anymore. Like he's seen it. He didn't care.
He was just ready to go to college and move on from high school, basically.
My boy Tweeter. She broke my heart, so I broke her jaw.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tweeter
was the comic relief. Tweeter was the comic relief that you needed. You know. And then
definitely balanced it out for sure.
My second favorite football movie, Friday Night Lights.
That's a good one too.
It's been a minute since I've seen
that one. Will rip your heart out.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie
because every one of those kids was going through something.
Yeah,
like especially like with the one boy, his dad being an alcoholic, played by Tim McGraw, being an alcoholic, won a state title in the university for Permian in Texas. You know, and it's just like, you know, if you know football in the state of Texas,
oh, it's huge.
That's what that is.
There's still towns that I'm sure shut down on this Friday night for high school football.
They do.
Like that's just how it is.
No,
you know, you're either drilling for oil or you're playing football.
Right.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, these high schools in the state of Texas are like small colleges.
You know what sports movie is really underrated that not a lot of people appreciate, and it's not as much of an impact. It's more of just a comedy, I would say. Little Giants.
Oh, I love Little Giants. I love Little Giants. Rick Moranis. I mean, that's hilarious.
I mean,
Ed O'Neill.
I mean, we're talking about football movies. That's just one as a kid. I love.
Oh no, Little Giants. I love Little Giants.
Watching it again now with the girls and always introducing them to everything that I watched when I was a kid. That was definitely.
I love Little Giants. I mean,
definitely a good one. Now, one I want to throw in there. I don't know if you guys seen, but I was looking it up because I couldn't remember the name of it. But it was Rebound: The Legend of Earl the Goat Manigault. Have you ever seen that movie?
I have not.
That is one basically. It's just someone that could have made it and never did. More about kind of, you know, falling into drugs. I don't want to say too much because I'm hoping that the audience will take the time and actually watch that movie. It's an old classic. I feel like it's one you don't hear too much about.
No.
But the story is based off of a true story of somebody that could have went to the NBA basically. And then, I mean, this guy had so much hops he could touch the top of the backboard. That's how crazy he was. He was literally pulling money off the top of it.
Drumline. It's not a sports movie, but
but I enjoyed it.
Hey,
I mean,
they treat it like one.
That's one of the few things I enjoy Nick Cannon for.
But there are sports colleges
really
where their band is everything to them.
Oh yeah,
like Florida A&M.
Yeah.
Like their band is everything to them. You know, even like Ohio State, their band is their I don't remember what he's called. He leads the band out on the field with with the scepter that he has.
Yeah.
Like he leads everything out. Like he leads the charge. Like, you know, just like certain schools, like their bands mean everything to them.
Oh no, it's very serious with that for sure.
So yeah, I mean that's a good point right there too. You know,
I definitely have enjoyed that.
Above the Rim.
Above the Rim's a classic, but then when you talk about that, you might as well talk about White Man Can't Jump. And I know that one's not really. It's not a sports movie, you know what I mean?
I still consider it.
But you know what I mean? It is about basketball, but I feel like there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of things going on.
There's other things to it. I get it, but it's still like.
And who's your favorite in the movie, RJ?
Rosie Perez.
Oh, that little accent, the attitude, the way she handles her man. I mean, she just kills me.
Yeah,
I love the way that she is. I mean, and putting them two together in the movie.
In the movie,
you know what I mean?
Comes to like get her, remember?
Oh yeah. I mean, that in general, that's just a great one as well for sure.
He got game.
Oh
yeah.
That could go. That one goes two ways because of one, the shoes.
Yeah.
are iconic.
Yes.
That Jordan 13 is probably my favorite
Yeah.
Jordan 13.
I have a shirt at home of him.
That
Like,
that black and white
Jesus,
Jordan
Shuttlesworth.
13. You can't. I mean, that's just.
I mean,
That's a very iconic
for me
shoe for a movie.
It's definitely between those and between the Brett 13s. It's always how it's been. Like I love those two ones, but that's why I had to have them.
It'll still be the He Got Games for me.
Very understandable too. I mean that whole movie was just great.
When he's
I mean,
putting them on
obviously,
feet and he lifts up his pants leg and sees that monitor on him, he's like, he just looks at him. You know, and it's like, okay, but you know.
I mean, who was it? Ray Allen.
Ray Allen.
Yeah, with and then with Denzel Washington.
Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Yeah.
Anything Denzel plays in, criticize me all you want. I don't know if Denzel has made a bad movie.
No, I don't. I mean, you got John Q. You got Man on Fire.
See, I guess there's just a lot of his movies I personally haven't watched because I've just never really got into a lot of his movies. Not that I don't think they're good, but there's just only certain ones.
And that's a lot of people. But I've never heard anybody criticize Denzel.
Right. I mean, because I like him, and I don't even know a lot of his
movies.
The
bad cop. Why can't I think?
Training Day.
Yes. Yeah. That one was another one that was just crazy. That was a wild one. Training Day, definitely. I mean, I don't know of a movie he's played in. It wasn't amazing in my opinion. I feel like everything he does.
He's almost like a Morgan Freeman. Like I don't know many Morgan Freeman movies that are bad.
You know what my favorite thing about him is? When he's a narrator for a movie.
Of course.
I mean, he's
got that iconic voice. You know who that is.
As soon as you hear it, automatically, it doesn't matter. I mean, he's done it in so many different ways in different movies. But I mean, when you hear him narrating it, you just know it's going to be a great movie if he's in it automatically, for sure.
Now let's take a seismic shift here from those two. I'll go with one of my personal favorites.
So, which genre are we going?
I'm gonna go on horror, of course.
Yeah, I mean that's
now. There's one particular thing that I did that I thought of that I would really like to talk about. I don't know how versed you guys are in these kinds of movies, but
I feel like you know more backstory on movies, but there are certain.
I do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stephen King. I do want to touch on some of those. Stephen King as a writer is probably one of the greatest writers of all time for his genre. Even though he has outstretched horror, you know, like I completely just drew a blank. I am so sorry. Stand By Me.
Yeah.
The Green Mile. You know, just saying he and every movie that he has, or every book that he has done that has not been horror has been the greatest.
I was going to say probably a bigger hit.
Bigger hits than some of his horror has.
Because I mean, I've seen
that. Just shows you the range that Stephen King has.
Right.
And some of my personal favorites. Now, I will say I am not much of a reader, so I really can't compare the two.
Yeah.
But I do know I've gone into depth about them.
See, I know books are always more.
Books are always.
We all know that.
Books are always going to be better than the movies.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just get that out there right now.
I'm not a book reader myself, so.
But there's just so much detail.
So much
left
detail
out of a movie, because in a movie you typically only have
he
a couple hours, maybe 3 hours.
And he does a lot of detail because a lot of his books are over 500 pages or more.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes into grave detail about what he's writing about.
Right. Because it's more being descriptive about characters or the plot or like just the setting.
Yes.
Like out of anything.
Now
it paints a picture better than what a movie can.
Of course.
So
first book movie adaptation for him was Carrie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I do know that for sure.
Carrie is phenomenal.
I think so too.
Loved the movie. probably get a little bit of criticism for this. I liked the remake. I do. It has a soft spot for me.
Really?
I do like it. Because
I don't know if I've really sat there and watched it, and I think I never gave it the chance because it's the modern day. And
picking Julianne Moore to play her mother, I thought was a really good pick. Because if you watch for Lori Piper in the original, you see similarities. You see where they went with that, and it worked.
Yeah.
Chloe Grace Moretz playing Carrie was okay. Okay.
Wasn't terrible.
Wasn't terrible. A lot of people say it was terrible.
Yeah.
But it also is a matter of opinion.
Yeah.
All this is a matter of opinion.
Yeah.
But Carrie is just it's just one of those ones that's just really, really good. John Travolta, first movie he ever did.
Yeah. Yep.
Was in Carrie. Then you switch gears, you have another one of my favorite guys that also did this one was Christine. John Carpenter.
I like Christine.
John Carpenter did Christine.
I do like Christine. I've seen
Christine was really good. Really, really, really good.
What's his name?
Artie.
Artie? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Arnie
I've seen that movie a lot because my parents were huge on Christine when I was growing up.
Oh, Plymouth Fury.
Yeah.
Good movie. Really good movie. Because, John Carpenter's not going to let anything be bad.
Yeah.
Let's just throw that out there. My most favorite of Stephen King, not a lot of people know, nor do they like. It's The Stand. The Stand is probably my favorite.
That's just the one I haven't taken the time. Well, I think it's hard to find to watch.
Please.
From what you said, right?
Please do.
Well, I watched a little bit.
I haven't seen
It's hard because it was a mini series.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's hard to find it on streaming, I think.
You won't find it on streaming.
At all? Oh, you've even tried? Oh.
The movie is 6 hours long.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they probably broke it down.
It was one of his largest books. It was down into 4 parts.
I was going to say, it was probably at least something
they break it down into 4 pieces. And short little bio on it. It's about a virus that escapes from a government training facility in California. It spreads so fast and so rapidly, the government can't control it because the prison, not the prison guard, but the guard that was guarding the gate to the facility left.
I know what you're talking about. I remember seeing that. Like, I don't think I've seen all of it, but I've definitely seen that part because I remember us talking about it afterwards as well. Yes.
And he put it on for a minute.
Yes.
He gathered his family and left.
And just left.
He made it clear to Texas from California, spreading it along the way. Because once you got it, you got it. There is no getting rid of it.
Because isn't that what they were kind of comparing? Like, I seen a video where they're comparing it to COVID.
Yep.
Just exactly how COVID was.
Except for Captain Trips, that was the name of the virus. That there's no getting rid of it. Like once you catch it, you're done. There's no vaccine. There's no nothing. And it chooses. I'm not saying that it chooses, but some people are immune to it. Some people do not get it at all. And it's just a battle between good and evil. And this is the movie that introduces Randall Flagg, that is a character of Stephen King's that he's created. It's in the Dark Tower series as well.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Another good ones. The clown, Pennywise, is also part of the Dark Tower. It's all
I
that.
actually think I knew that.
All that stuff intertwines with itself. But back to The Stand, Captain Trips. Like I said, once you get it, you're done. It wipes out 91% of the world's population, and the rest of them try to pretty much recreate humanity again. But Randall Flagg has different ideas. it's pretty much between, good and evil, the battle is. They all go to Colorado to meet with a woman known as Mother Abigail, who is a woman of God. And pretty much Randall Flagg is the devil. He leads his people to Vegas.
So he's like the
But you choose who you go with. You have dreams.
I'm gonna say it's like the Antichrist.
You either dream of him
or
you dream of her. And it's who you follow.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really, really good movie for its time. It was in the 90s, so yes, it's going to be a little bit cheesy. The graphics are definitely a little cheesy or whatever, but it's star-studded cast.
Yeah, but
star-studded cast.
I grew up with seeing that kind of stuff because there's movies now where you watch it and you're like, damn, I really liked that when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I can't watch as an adult. Like, there's certain things I can and certain things I can't. Like Power Rangers, for example. I know I'm kind of going out of the box with that, but like I tried to watch it with the girls and like keep watching it, and it was too cheesy and corny. I mean, it'd always be a
certain things
classic, but it's not. It really wasn't as good as I remember it, basically.
Certain things you can, and certain things you can't. Like me, a lot of guys always complain about how there's no CGI back in the day. Everything sucks. Everything today's so much better. Yeah, it is.
No, yeah.
It is.
But I also feel like when it came to props and stuff, I felt like they had to be more creative.
Well, they had to because their resources were very limited. So
I also feel like that opened their minds. Like I feel like CGI is just so easy now. Like which that's what technology is supposed to do over time is make things easier for the human race. But
but it's so.
But I kind of like having the human touch on like making a prop or something like that.
But what you're saying is they're taking away the art form of it.
It's the art of it.
Yeah, like the way everything was done, the creativeness of it, being able to do it. Because nowadays you can just type in, "Hey, do this and make this into a scene," and automatically it's created for you.
Going to college for AI writing papers, like you can just go in there and be like, write a 10-page paper on this. Like,
but and I feel like that's also why we're so stuck in a certain sense in the past, and why we kind of enjoy the older classics because of the fact that there was more time, more thought put into these things. Not saying that there isn't any newer creative ones. It just feels like everything nowadays almost feels just a remake of something that was old to bring to the new generation, and it doesn't always hit the same.
America loves sequels.
Yeah, but it depends on what the sequel is. Like
sequels or remakes.
Like for example, like I'm excited for Happy Gilmore too. You know what I mean? But is it going to be as good as the original? Can it? I don't think it will. And if it does, and it at least gives me that, that was a good movie. It was a good, solid watch. I'll be fine with it. But I'm going to be expecting a lot. Easy to criticize something you've seen, originally.
See, but you all know, like, I'm more like I'll always be the old school. Like I always love the originals, and I will give some newer stuff their props whenever props are due. I will. I'm not going to be completely critical, but I just am always a fan of old school stuff like that, because back then, like you said, like they had to try. Like you're trying your hardest to make this work, and it's like today, it's like, we can CGI that kind of stuff, and everything comes easy.
Yeah.
Like older directors like John Carpenter and stuff like that, like them guys, like they directed their ass off because they had to.
Yeah.
And that's why I think they put so much effort into it, is why they got the classics that you do now.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Like with Halloween, they shot that movie in midsummer, so there was no pumpkins, there was no leaves. That movie was shot in California. So
you can see it by the license plate on the cars.
Like everything they had to do was like when all the leaves and stuff, like they had to have people blowing them leaves up, bagging them, and reusing them. All the pumpkins and everything, like all that stuff is, was not accessible at that time. Today you can just CGI stuff in there, and it doesn't matter.
Copy and paste, really.
Pretty much. And that's why, like, I always will give people the credit when it's due, because old school guys, you wouldn't have the stuff you have today if it wasn't for people like them.
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like with the way people are raised and kind of things were, the creative minds is very different then too as well. You know what I mean? How they thought to be able to come
We had
up
to
with these
work harder,
ideas. You know
You
what
did.
I mean?
It's because
Like
now,
everybody was
technology,
hungry, to get to where they wanted to be. You know what I mean? Because of course, I would always say my favorite horror classic is going to be Freddy. You know what I mean? That's who I've always enjoyed, the most to watch. He was entertaining to me because I mean, not only was the thoughts of him being in your mind and constantly being in that, and you can't sleep. Like for me, imagine me not sleeping, I'd just be mad and angry at the world. You know what I mean? That's just how I am. And then at the same time, to have that spin comedy of him messing with them and doing those things, I mean, classic, instant classic for me. Like that's why it was. His story is crazy and how everything comes about. You know what I mean? But yeah,
And staying with that, horror gets no love from like critics and like the Golden Globes, the Academy Awards. Like you don't ever see
right, something like
Best
that.
Picture for horror or anything like that. Like you don't get that. That's why it has its own committee and things like that they get their own stuff, because they're never going to get no love for that ever. Even with the iconic actors like with Freddie, Robert Englund.
Yes.
He's always going to be Fred Krueger.
Nobody can replace him.
Literally, there'll never be another like Chucky. His voice, Brad Dourif. There'll never be another.
No.
Yeah, Jason and Michael, you've had so many replacements, but like the original was Ari Lehman, and he didn't, and of course he didn't get his mask until the third one, but then you had different people play him each time, except for a couple times. Kane Hodder played him, I believe, 3 times. Was the only one that's played Jason multiple times.
Yeah,
and that's it. But just the other iconic people, like Doug Bradley playing Pinhead. There's only going to be one. There will always only be one. When you make that so iconic that it's yours, that's something special.
I mean, really, you just owned it so well that no matter how many people, I mean, I agree with you. In my mind, play those roles and redo it, it's just never going to be the same. It's just they played it too well.
Never be another
to be able to do those things. Kind of like Jack Nicholson in The Shining. You know what I'm saying?
So classic.
I mean, if they ever decided to remake it. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be my honest favorite Stephen King movie would be The Shining. I just enjoy that, but I've also can't say I've seen a lot of his movies. Like the movie you're talking about, I kind of forgot about it, The Stand, and I need to go back and watch it.
A lot of people do.
The Fog.
You know what I mean? But it's just
that was a good one.
Yeah, The Fog was a good one for sure.
And then
Curtis action.
But with your
True Lies,
The Shining. The Shining was almost perfect. Like it would be a perfectly shot movie because of who did it, and Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah,
Stephen King hates him.
Yeah,
he hated that movie, but that's their two thing. Okay. I loved it personally myself, but Stephen had a different vision for that movie. Apparently, because he does not like it. He criticizes it upside down the other, but that's him because that's my book.
Right.
I wrote this.
He wrote it, so.
But also too, you have to tweak things. But also too, getting out of that, Jack Nicholson, you couldn't have picked a better person.
Oh yeah,
couldn't have picked a better person.
Yes,
could not have.
I mean, he's just an amazing actor. I mean, even in the newer ones,
that wacky dude. So
you know what I mean? Like one that I enjoy that I don't hear too many people talk about. And it's more of a comedy. Didn't he play in Anger Management?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He was ridiculous in that one.
I'm so pretty.
But with him, but him playing Jack Torrance was just so, like, it was definitely the perfect choice.
But I mean, with what's her name? His wife in the movie.
That's Shelley Duvall, I think.
I'm pretty sure you're right. And then the young boy that played in the movie. The thing was is that he he just played an amazing role in itself, and how it was, the way he was, because it was just, I don't know, he was,
Shelley Duvall.
in my opinion, weird in a certain sense,
Mm-hmm.
but not, I don't know how to explain it, but it just, the way he played his role in the movie, and especially when he started having that voice and like just the way they were able to play each scene and the way they were able to connect with each other. I mean, I could see why you say that's like an almost perfect movie. I mean, I would say it's a perfect movie, but why, I would ask you, why don't you think it is a perfect movie?
Why don't?
Yeah. Because you said almost perfect.
I can't answer that. I mean, because it was so left undone because it was so hard to understand the ending. Like everybody has their own.
No, I see what you're saying.
Everybody
yeah.
has their own
Yeah.
theories on what
Because it basically just
on
ends with the
on,
picture.
on what happens.
Yeah.
You know, and how he was always the caretaker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it never left you to be able to solve it, which I kind of like that too. It was left to be that way.
It left you to really have an open mind and
And also too, it needs for us to have this discussion.
Yeah.
Because you never know, years from now, maybe someone wants to pick it back up. And like, I'm just saying, like,
Don't ever.
I'm saying, like,
so what if
certain
if they
movies that
wanted
should
to add
never
to
be done?
but
It
would
was
you
added
be
to.
no,
I did
Doctor Sleep.
which I know that because I watched it.
but what if Stephen King decided to come back and redo it the way he envisioned it?
Well, Stephen King's not a director, so he would have to have somebody pick it back up, and nobody will. Nobody will pick that movie back up.
I mean, it's one of those things that you can't. Like, I mean, I get it.
If Stanley Kubrick couldn't do it, nobody's going to be able to do it. Nobody would want to touch it. I've always said it.
Too.
There are certain movies, especially in horror, that should just never be touched again, ever. The Exorcist is one of them. Even though it was redone,
I can't watch it.
Never should have been done.
I remember watching that as a kid.
It's the picture.
I mean, that's just.
This is one of my most favorite things in my
room?
horror collection. One of my friends, Charlie at work, got me this picture.
Shout out to Charlie.
Shout out to my boy. Shout out to my boy Charlie. I love this.
That is fire, though.
Love this. And as you can see, how his hands are. Mm-hmm. They always said, because if you look at the mark of the beast, that's how he's sitting, with his hands like this. And everybody always said that was just a theory, that it was put out there like that.
Yeah.
Where's his other hand?
Right here.
The one down there.
Right here and right here.
Right there. Yeah.
If you look at it, that's how the devil is supposedly sitting. Mm-hmm. If you look at it that way. That was always a theory, that it was put there like that to make you think. Because at the very end, it zooms in on this picture sitting on the wall. And that's it.
Yeah.
After he freezes to death.
And it cuts,
My favorite scene in that movie is the bar scene, when he's by himself.
Yeah, I like it.
He explains, like, falling off the wagon, snapped Danny's arm.
Yeah.
Broke it.
Yeah.
Just the way that he talks, the way that his mannerisms, the way that he's explaining himself, it's perfect. It was shot perfectly. And just how he was explaining everything is just so well done. I just can't explain it. Like it's just one of those movies that should never ever be redone, ever. Period. Personally. And then most underrated horror movie, in my opinion, and then we'll go somewhere else.
Underrated.
Candyman.
Candyman.
You think?
I know so. Candyman don't get no love, because if you ever go down the line of people think horror slashers and stuff like that, like you're going to get to Michaels, you're going to get to Freddy's, you're going to get to Jason's, you're going to get to Chucky's. Art the Clown has somehow got his own name in there. but you never hear Candyman.
But I kind of feel like when I bring it up to people, they're like, "Oh, I like Candyman."
No, you don't.
But my thing
I
is,
swear,
do you know Candyman?
Like I feel like most people know it.
So I watched a lot of horror movies as a
Maybe
kid.
it's just not as hype.
I really had the
Never
freedom to watch anything and everything that I've ever wanted. It's just kind of always been like that. And Candyman was the only movie that ever scared me as a kid. Everything else
creepy, yeah.
that you did. But the thing is, I'm gonna tell you a little story. I don't know if I've told y'all this before, but back in the day, I was watching my sister and her older friends. I was really young, hanging out. My sister's 5 years older than me, so it's hanging out with the older kids, and I'm outside with them. And they start doing what is it? Was it light as a feather, stiff as a board?
Mm-hmm.
You know, remember that. So now imagine seeing a 6'2" guy, like 300 pounds, and I'm watching this guy and my sister and this guy lifting him up, and they're picking him up. I mean, call me crazy, you know what I mean? But you know, it was just something that I remember. Then they started talking about Bloody Mary. So so obviously the story of Candyman, I feel like, where I don't know the facts, you can help me out with this, where it kind of started from. Do you know what Bloody Mary is?
Like,
have you ever heard of it? Like what Bloody Mary is? So pretty much you
like
turn off.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same thing as Candyman.
Yeah. So I mean, you would turn off the light. You would say her name 5 times, and pretty much, I've always heard that she would attack you.
Behind you.
It's the same.
And it's very freaky, freaked me out. And mind you, I'm a kid, young as can be, and I'm listening to them talk about it. So then, it kind of time goes by. Then I saw Candyman, and I remember the one scene in the beginning in the bathroom. It had me messed up, right? Because already, what you're thinking. Anybody that's seen it, they already know. I'm not going to get into graphic detail. And then the voice, the iconic voice.
Tony Todd. Lord
rest
in peace.
And then the Candyman concept. I mean, the movie freaked me out. But as I got older, I mean, I've always enjoyed it. It's one that I definitely, not one that I talk about often, but anytime it comes up, I remember. It's an iconic one for sure. I definitely think it deserves more credit.
The movie
is underrated.
The movie is haunting.
Yeah.
Like if you listen to the score, if you watch it in great detail, it's just like one of those movies that's just like, it's a haunting type kind of movie. It's always like, it's like really like, it's always gray outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's always one of those things. It's like,
it's eerie.
It's very eerie
the whole time.
Yeah. And it's like,
it's what a horror film should be.
Yes.
It's uneasy.
But it always felt like to me, and call me crazy, but he always reminded me of Freddy in the sense, but like an actual serious version of what Freddy would be, kind of like haunting your nightmares. He wasn't like that, obviously, but he stayed on your mind. You know what I'm saying? And the way he appeared and just the iconic standing moments in it, you know what I mean? And the way that he was just wild.
Oh boy.
Oh no, I know you just gonna get him started, aren't you?
Here we go.
That's the why Rob Zombie is Halloween is the best one. I mean, I know you don't like it.
I don't either.
I actually enjoyed it, but I like the Devil's Rejects. You know what I'm saying? What was the other one that he did?
See,
Thousand Corpses. I don't know. I enjoyed them personally, and I know you don't. You said you don't like Rob Zombie.
I don't either. I don't like his writing. I don't like anything about it.
I mean, to me, it was the actors in it. Like I can't remember which one was. Maybe it was the Devil's
Halloween.
Rejects.
Joey really gonna go there.
I'm sorry.
I knew you wild for that one.
I knew he would. I work with Joey.
I know they had to know you to say that.
Of course you did. Joey D's my boy. He actually lives right down the street from me. He's actually going to be a guest on here. I want Joey D on this podcast. My boy Joey D, we get into these. I mean, it's knockdown, drag out stuff with me and Joey. And there's always respect and love at the end of the day, but Joey knows how to push my buttons with that shit.
Well, can I say he at least does he actually agree that it is, or he just, like you said, he's just doing it to push your button?
Oh no, like Joey does agree with me that for its time, the Halloween, the original will never be outdone.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie just put his own spin on it, and I give the man credit. He did what Rob Zombie does to movies like that.
Yeah.
He put his own spin on it. He made it just straight up gore fest. But that's what Rob Zombie does.
Right.
Yeah.
And I give him props for that. But for me, that's just not who Michael was.
But my thing is
I agree. I like how his mom was a stripper, and then his
I didn't like that.
dad or stepdad.
But
whatever.
the thing is that's where a lot of people don't separate. Like, you cannot consider the Rob Zombie Halloween version an actual Michael Myers version. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like a fan making, like, doing their own movie and their version of it. So they're changing things around, obviously, because you don't want to make it like the original, kind of do your own twist, like he was saying.
It's comparing apples to oranges.
But I don't know, that little boy though, the young actor that played Michael,
him talking too.
It was
Michael never spoke. Even as a kid.
Yeah.
He never talked.
Yeah.
Which also too, I understand what Rob Zombie has to do.
Yeah.
He has to change everything about that movie to make it his own.
Yeah.
Was John Carpenter a fan of it? No, he was not. But also too, Rob did what he was actually supposed to do. I will give him credit for that.
Yeah.
He made it his own movie, which you have to do. I mean, that's just how it goes in the film world. You have to do that. But I'm just not a fan of it. And Joey even said the second one was trash.
The second one is trash.
The second one, I've never watched.
I like the first one definitely more, and I do agree.
Never watched the second one because after I watched the first one, I was done.
Yeah.
Done.
The second one is bad. If you haven't seen the second one, it truly is bad.
I've seen them. I mean, I enjoyed the first one definitely a lot more, but like I said, I enjoyed the Rob Zombie movies that he's done. You know what I'm saying?
And Joey said the original was iconic and amazing for its time, just like I said. But Zombie, it was real and dark. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Uh-huh.
You know, did I like a few things about it?
So what's the positivity? Let's hear
There
it.
ain't none.
Nah, you ain't even gonna give it.
There ain't much. Okay. The only thing that I will give that movie props for is one of the actors, Malcolm McDowell, playing Dr. Loomis. I will give him props for that. That was a good pick.
Yeah.
That was a good pick.
I like him.
But Michael's mask, him being 6'4", almost 300 and something pounds of a big burly guy, I get why he went that way. Because that would be scary as shit.
Yeah.
You know, that would be. I mean, but when you stab somebody 67 times, bro, like there ain't no need for that.
No, I mean that's definitely overkill. I mean,
but that's who Rob Zombie is.
It's the gore fest. Yeah.
That's the gore fest
Just
that he brings to it.
I guess I just enjoyed the young kid, and I get what you're saying about like the talking, but I really enjoyed him as the actor playing Michael Young. You know what I'm saying? And it was definitely wild, kind of.
It was
like,
creepy
with the way his sister was and the mom was. Like it was definitely 100%.
That's Rob Zombie's wife.
You know what I mean?
Come on. She's in every one of his movies. For God's sake. He can't cast nobody else. Because ain't nobody else, sorry, Joey, ain't nobody else want to be in that trash. Except his wife. Who cares? I'm surprised he got Malcolm McDowell.
And this is why in movie talk or topics in general where people disagree, how quickly things can get out of hand.
My boy Ira's in the chat. He actually is the one that came up with this name for the show. So, always shout out to Ira.
I have not seen the new Hellraiser.
The new Hellraiser?
Yep, that's what he said.
Who did?
He said, let's be realistic. The new Hellraiser sucked me psycho. I guess I shouldn't have repeated that part.
Oh, no, but you would have to know Ira. Ira's been my boy for over 20 years, okay? So that... I know who he is.
Yeah, no, I know. He's good people.
Ira's good people. I love both them guys. Both good dudes. Hopefully, both of them will be on this podcast at one point in time. We will make that happen. But
you know what I think if I had to pick an appreciated Halloween film, Overtime,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I know people don't like it,
I swear to God,
but
I know where you're going with this.
it might not be. I think Season of the Witch.
I knew you were going there. I knew.
I think Overtime, like
It's
the
got-
more I watched it, like I don't know, it's just something about it.
It's got a cult following.
Yes.
It does. It really does.
I think the more I watch, I do like the concept of it. I know it's kind of weird,
But it's
and
kind of
different,
like, but
and I know people obviously hate
doesn't it throw the whole thing left side though? Isn't that the reason
Well,
why?
Michael's not even in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shows a Halloween movie in it.
In it, yeah.
When Tom Atkins is at the bar and looks up at the TV, guess what's on? Halloween, the original.
I just like the whole. I
Jamie
know
Lee
it's,
Curtis
it's
is in that.
twisted and it's dark to obviously kill kids and have their heads basically like turned into mush on Halloween night from them watching a commercial.
Yeah.
I mean, but
it's I don't know, like
that's
it's grown on
it's
me,
not
like,
that it's
over the-
unrealistic, but
I just thought it was something
I mean-
completely different and like
it was definitely left field for sure. But also too,
I
they
just like it.
they got the great Tom Atkins to play that.
So-
Good choice.
Yeah.
Very
Oh, yeah,
very
yeah.
good choice.
I feel like one that you don't hear about, and I remember it being freaky as a kid. I wasn't really scared of it, but it was just a wild concept to me. Was Pet
What they
Sematary?
say. They probably all hating on that.
Oh my God.
What?
The guy who played Pinhead in Judgment was a perfect replacement for Doug Bradley. Joey, I ain't gonna disagree with you, bro. Really ain't. He actually did a really, really good
Is that
job.
the one that was on Hulu, right?
No. Well, the
there
one that
another
Joey's talking about, it's called Hellraiser Judgment. I have it. It was
Oh, okay.
it was
I was gonna
it was
say
before this new one.
before the newer one. See, I never saw that one. Though.
He actually did a really, really, really good job. Because I will say this, I did backstory on this. I wanted to find out. He went to Doug Bradley and was talking to him about doing this movie. He's like, I'm going to be playing you. What advice do you have for me?
Yeah.
He picked his brain. I love the actors that go to the original people and ask them questions. I want to know everything that you did to make this character so iconic for you.
Yeah.
Which is like,
And he did. He made it to where it was almost like I was watching Doug Bradley again. It really wasn't that bad. It was twisted. It was dark and twisted, but those movies are.
Yeah.
For its time, yes. Those movies were sick, dark, and twisted.
So now to kind of just jump on something that I was thinking about, how do you feel about the Saw movies? Did you
I liked the
enjoy
first
them?
one, and then after that, I was
I
kind of
did
done.
Like just from the beginning off rip, just didn't care for it.
I was just not a fan. And I don't and
I enjoyed
I
the
can't
first
give
one.
you an honest
That's
answer
about
of
it.
why. I really can't.
I liked the first couple, then it
The
just
first
felt
one,
like
yeah.
kind of like Fast and
It felt
Furious.
forced,
Like,
and
it
you
was
were getting
just
the same thing.
Too much of they
Getting
were
the same
getting
thing.
more creative on how they did things, but it was like
Same concept.
yeah,
It's like Fast
nothing
and
really
Furious.
changed. You know what I mean?
That's what I say about Fast and Furious.
And he
as well.
does look
My
like
favorite two Fast and Furious are like the first two.
Mine is the Tokyo Drift.
And
I don't
after
know
that,
what
I'm
it
done.
is about that
That
movie.
movie sucks.
See, I say that too.
fucking hate that
Good.
movie.
Tokyo Drift. Everyone
It's
says
bad.
it. It's Han. Literally, it's Han for me. When they introduced him to that movie,
Ira will go toe to toe on those movies because Ira loves those movies.
but what does he like Tokyo
I
Drift
just-
or not?
Ira,
They kind of
Comment if you're still watching Tokyo Drift, yes or no? Because a lot of people didn't like it, and I can understand
don't.
why.
It's bad.
100%, I can
Actually
understand
terrible.
why, and especially
I
with
understand
you.
why.
But for me, it was the cars, it was the scenery, it was Han being in it,
wow.
and I truly just enjoyed it, and the drifting part of everything. Like to me, I really do.
I don't like the Conjuring movies. Of course, Ira
Oh,
loves
the
Fast and
Conjuring.
Furious.
You said The Ring?
The
Conjuring.
Oh, The
See,
Conjuring.
I only watched like one of them, and I never got into them. Though. I don't really like.
What
them.
do you think of The Ring since I mentioned
The
it?
Ring?
Yeah.
Oh
No?
no.
I've watched the.
Now,
can't.
if I remember right, the Ring's about watching the tape and in 7 days you die, right?
speaking
Oh,
since,
good lord.
Speaking since the new movie just came out, you know what I think is a bad series too? Final Destinations.
Nah, Final Destination messed me up for the rest of my life.
You'll never get behind a log truck to save your life.
I was telling my nephew about that. Shout out to my nephew Ethan. Yeah. I was like, every time I see a log truck, anytime I see certain situations in life I can avoid death, I see it. I'm not gonna lie to you. It messed me up for the rest of my life. I know a lot of people around my age probably feel the same way. But I'm sorry. I mean, I want to see the new one. I don't care for, obviously, all the newest ones, the originals. You know, it's always usually the first two that kind of do it for me.
The first two, and that was it.
What are we at? Like sixth, seventh one? I feel like.
Tell you. This one's called Bloodline.
Yes, I believe it, and it's supposed to be the last one, I think. But also, too, gotta do it. That was Tony Todd's last movie. Lord rest in peace, Tony Todd.
Oh, he's in this one?
Yes, he is.
Oh, really?
This was his last movie. This was his last movie that he did.
I think it's going to be good. I'm actually looking forward to it.
A couple years ago, his part?
So sad.
Because didn't you mention last time aren't they doing another? I Know What You Did last summer?
Was it this year?
Yes, they are.
That's another one I'm interested in seeing too. But it's just literally it's going to be to compare from what they did originally. And in my opinion, I was never a huge fan of I Know What You Did Last Summer. It had some cool things to it, some things I enjoyed, but I would never put that up in the high rankings. It would fall way low.
No. But they are bringing original characters back. I do love the fact that they bring originality back.
This is why I got to get
Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. are coming back in this movie.
I'm sorry, but Jennifer Love Hewitt's another one. She's a dime.
She was young back then too.
And what was the movie that she did with her mom when they were both hustling guys and stuff out of money? Was it Heartbreaker?
I couldn't tell you. To be honest,
I enjoyed them two in the movie. It probably was in a sense, but it was more kind of like a comedy.
Saw is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
I like Saw because it was,
like I said,
when it first came out, I enjoyed it because it was different.
Paul Walker. I mean, come on. Paul Walker.
What was the movie that he did? Running Scared?
Who?
Paul Walker. Wasn't it Running Scared? I'm pretty sure that was one
that he did that was kind of creepy.
He was in Varsity Blues.
This one was more like a horror film than I watched. It almost reminded me of Shutter Island.
Running Scared.
And
Ira just answered you.
Yes, Running Scared. That was my favorite movie of his. Even though I love the Fast and the Furious series, something about Running Scared, I just thought that was just a great classic, in my opinion.
One other thing I'd like to say is I like to thank everybody for staying in the chat, even though we are an hour and 7 minutes into this.
Damn,
like everybody staying in the chat and chatting with us a little bit. I know we're running over on these. And I know, I'll just go ahead and throw it out there. I know ain't nobody ever sitting here watching the whole thing of us just sitting here talking. Which I don't care. You know, it's cool. We're having fun doing this. And I just like to shout out, I appreciate all the 3 people in the chat chatting with us right now. We really appreciate the love and support. You know, keep throwing us out there and tell everybody you can. I'd like to get up to 50 followers here soon at some point in time.
Yep, we got 35 subscribers right now. Definitely help us share it, and we appreciate y'all already for sure.
Oh, Joey got a comment in here. Let's read this.
Final Destination is a perfect example of how typical movies take a few good ideas and smother out with bad acting and a gap-filling story trash.
See? And I will throw this out there, and Joey's going to agree with me. I kind of do, and I kind of don't at the same time because I like it, and it is a show. Walking Dead. The Walking Dead started out so great.
Yes.
It did. It really did.
100%.
Now, I finished the show just because Brittany got me invested in it. I watched late, bro. I was like 4 seasons behind when I started watching.
Yeah, I was like 2 or 3.
And I'm like, you know what? I was like, I went back, got caught up, started watching, but you know, it went far left certain times. You know, the Negan backstory was good. They did follow Negan for like 2.5 seasons. That's too long to follow somebody. Okay. But it's still a good show. It was worth watching.
I'm really enjoying the spinoffs.
I remember when it first came out. I don't remember what intrigued me, or not what intrigued me about it, but what got me to even watch it. But what really intrigued me was watching him go under the tank, getting surrounded, and then it kind of cut scene. You know what I'm saying? It kind of like, as soon as I seen that, I felt fully invested. And I want to say I only watched like a season and a half before I was like, nah, this is just like, it's not getting to where I thought it was going to be. It was becoming more dramatic in a sense, and I lost interest. But I love easily the first season, and a lot of people say it cut it off and started sideways later. But I felt like that's when I started to personally see it.
They ended on cliffhangers every time.
Oh yeah,
and that's what Greg Nicotero and everybody on The Walking Dead wanted.
Oh yeah,
they wanted you to come back and be like, okay, because one of the most iconic, and I'll put it up there with cliffhangers, period. And I'm talking shows, movies, anything. Was the end of season 5 of Walking Dead when Negan got fully introduced, when they're all in that circle in the woods and he's going eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And then he hits someone over the head and the screen goes black. You had to wait a year to find out who he killed. He killed 2 people that night. You don't even know who the first one was, but the second one was the one where they just blacked the screen out. He killed Abraham first and he killed Glenn last. That cliffhanger, bro, was like, you seriously had to. I couldn't have watched that. And see, and I watched that show. I didn't watch that part live, thank God, because I would have gone insane if I didn't know who he killed. I could not wait that year.
Oh, I remember
to find out
that, Phil, and I had to wait
because it came out in October, came back in February.
Yeah, that's a good bit of time for sure.
I ain't waiting that long.
Yeah, but I mean, but you gotta think all we did was growing up. I mean, you're flipping through channels, going back and forth,
and who he killed crushed everybody.
So, have you watched any of like
killing Glenn? He crushed everybody. No one really. I mean, I liked Abraham myself. I like me some Abraham.
So
no, I do too. I enjoyed him in the show.
I loved Abraham. Abraham, honestly, over Glenn. I know it sounds crazy, but I was more upset about Abraham dying than Glenn.
All right, so
seriously,
what was it, the first season or the second season that ended where they're hopping over a dumpster? And I want to say,
oh yeah, Glenn falls off and rolls under the dumpster.
Yeah, and of course, obviously, when it ends,
season 4.
There's also
see, I remember. Maybe I was in deeper in that.
Show when they were in the prison when they blew up the prison.
That was 3.
Remember how he wakes up?
That was 3.
Yeah,
because that was with the governor.
Because I remember seeing that scene and I was messed up. And I was like, what the hell? Like, what happens? And then I had to wait.
When he killed fucking Herschel.
Yeah, I knew it was happening because I knew it.
He said,
liar. What?
And took
whenever they killed Herschel.
Because they used Michonne's sword, didn't they?
Yeah.
Wasn't that what they used?
He did.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people, one of the biggest names, obviously, is my name, but when they were starting to talk, all I would hear about was Daryl. I love Daryl. Oh,
Daryl.
I've even had it where
everybody loves Norman Reedus. I mean, come on. Daryl's everybody's
he's
like.
He's in Ballerina.
You like him by default.
Oh, really?
The John Wick series, he's in that movie.
Norman Reedus has actually got in a couple of roles because of
he played in the Bike Riders, too.
Yes, he did.
It was good.
As Funny Sonny.
Good movie.
Good movie. Very good movie.
I loved it.
I've seen it, to be honest.
It's based loosely on the Outlaws MC. It's called The Bike Riders. It's really, really good. I
loved it.
Watch it.
I went to theaters when it came out. I like immediately that Friday night, or no, it was Saturday morning. I went.
Really good. Tom Hardy's in it. Really good.
Okay.
Now,
do you watch the spinoffs? Like, have you kept up with like the Daryl series, the
Daryl series? I couldn't get into it, but I have watched Dead City. Dead City's not bad.
Dead City, I actually really like. It's my least favorite out of the 3, though.
Dead City did do a lot of callbacks to the original because the guy, one of the main guys that's in Dead City.
Are you watching the new season right now?
Yes.
Okay, so I haven't watched the one that came out last week yet.
Yeah.
So I'll probably watch it tonight, but
he was in Negan's group, The Saviors, and he kicked it out.
the Croat.
Negan kicked him out of the safe.
Dude, I like where this is. Dude, that first episode, like I said, I haven't seen the second one since it dropped, but that first one where he goes in there.
Somebody else just joined.
The Boondocks, or when Boondocks Saints.
Oh, Boondock Saints. Norman Reedus is in that.
Yes.
The Dr. Q-Tip.
I don't know who that is.
I'm not sure.
Thanks for joining. Appreciate that. Oh, RJ, they just said in the chat, and I will let you personally take this one over.
What?
Stranger Things. Go.
Stranger Things.
I love Stranger Things.
It's genuinely like,
It's amazing.
in my opinion, like out of a series, like I just felt like every season it got better and better. Like I just felt like it kept outgoing.
I'll let you take this over for a minute. I got some drink.
I mean, you couldn't have
you
picked a
watched it too.
perfect cast. I mean, each actor balanced off of one another, and I mean, what I loved about
Like
it too
kids.
is each one had a very strong role in it. Dusty was my favorite.
Well, Dustin's always been my favorite too, but I still like Mike in a sense of like obviously he's the leader. Like that's just kind of how it feels, anyways.
It broke my heart, and I know I'm terrible with memory, but with the brother and sister, with him passing, and
you're talking about why can't I think of his name now?
It's always terrible. I know my memory
because it was Max and his brother's her brother. Why can't I think of his name? He was one of my favorite. That's terrible that I drew a blank on it.
Yeah, and I know it's just my memory on that, but that's actually a show that I need to go back and rewatch again. It was that great where it's definitely worth rewatching, especially for what we've gotten newer. And I ain't gonna lie, I wish it never ended. I really do.
There's still one more season. It comes out next year. I think it's I don't think there's really a time frame, but I thought I saw something about next year.
How long that stuff takes, because it's almost like. I mean, that show you always remember it, but like it's been so long.
Billy.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Billy. Yep.
Well, I heard rumors something about. I don't know how true it is.
Well,
about him not actually being dead, Billy. That there's somehow he's coming back, but that's all a rumor.
I kind of really hope he does. I just really enjoyed him in the show. He was kind of a douche. To them and stuff like that, but at the end, you know where his heart stood, basically. You know what I mean? He died
in obviously the mall, that whole ordeal when it was getting like, basically he stepped in front of like to save Max.
Yes. And then and then seeing her, that I don't know, it's just for me, it's a scene that I always remember. For her, basically just being risen. You know how that point where she's floating and everything, and
they like snapped her bones and like she's in the hospital at the end. And then, like, the world's, like, pretty much falling apart. It's, like, basically the world's on fire, you might as well say.
Yeah.
Or not, like, the world itself, but...
and it's crazy to just think that, because obviously not everyone knows what's going on, with them and what they're dealing with. But to think that, and in my mind, and kind of just broaden out that it could actually be happening and we're just living everyday lives.
And the reason, too, I'll throw out there, the reason why I like season 4 a lot, too, is it really made me think of... It gives me this feeling of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
The whole ordeal.
Actually, read that last comment.
Hold on. At the bottom. Oh, Freddy Krueger.
It's literally funny that you just mentioned that.
I mean,
Ira's a huge fan
I get what he's
of
saying,
Stranger Things,
but it is like. I feel like they kind of put their a different touch on it at the same time. I get what he's saying.
Well, yeah, but now
it's like he lives in his own world, like, of course.
I've never seen. I've watched maybe a couple episodes of it, but
you've never watched Stranger Things?
See, I'm okay with it.
You need to watch it.
I didn't watch it
100%. There's no. That's a show that there's no reason nobody should have watched it. It's like Breaking Bad. I don't know what took me so long to watch that show, but when I finally did, it was just.
I didn't watch it. Everyone kept telling me to watch it because they're like, it's an 80s vibe. You love 80s movies. You like that like style. And I didn't watch it until I think right before the 3rd season came out. So I had to binge it.
Still kills me when.
And I've watched it probably 2 or 3 times, like all together, like the whole thing that's out.
Call me corny, but the scene where she had him singing for her to help him because she was mad at him. I can't remember exactly.
Robert
That's why I
Englund.
said I
Robert Englund, he had a cameo, I think, in it.
I literally just put that.
Yeah.
So you and I are on the same page.
Oh no,
because
he does.
I know he does.
And it
I've
was
seen
awesome
I've
that
seen
they did it
part.
because when it happened, I was like, "That's cool." Because
You and him would have a field day with that.
So as I'm watching the show, like before it even got to the point of him being in it and him having that cameo, I was like, dude, this is giving me the feeling of Nightmare on Elm Street, the way they're doing it. But I feel like it had its own twist at times too. Like
You and I
like
would have a
differently.
field day.
It's wild though. To
But
like,
then
I
when I
never
saw
thought of
him-
that, and maybe that's part
Yeah.
of the reason why I enjoyed it so much. You know what I'm saying?
I just
Even
like
more.
how they use the clock, like the grandfather clock in the show. I know you don't know what I'm talking
I-
about.
You
No
need
idea.
to
Like,
watch
it's like
it.
when it
That is
strikes
your
you, it's like,
homework
boom,
before next
it's like-
episode.
It almost makes you feel like, oh man, it's like Freddy Krueger's coming, but like their spin on it.
Gotta find it.
I'm telling you,
It's worth it.
I'll
100%.
just listen to Ira.
it's
He knows
not-
all about it.
You need to read. You need to watch it.
No,
for
I
sure.
love it. Like it is honestly probably my favorite series that I've ever watched, and I don't say that about many shows, but I don't know why. I just fell in love with it. It was just every season. I felt like it just outdid the other. I think the Duffer Brothers created an amazing show.
That's like,
Honestly, and I think it'll stand the test of time. Because genuinely, when they're done with it, I'm going to find a whole DVD set just to have it. That's how much I love it. I mean, I could get it now, but I want to wait
come out with
till
it.
everything is done.
yeah, so you can be able to get all
Because this
the
final
seasons.
season, and I did read something on the final season, just like they did in season 4, where those last 2 episodes were like almost movies because it was like an hour and a half, and then the other one was like 2.5 hours. The final 2 episodes. Apparently, season 5 is going to be like mini movies, basically, like they did, but they're going to be even longer episodes than what they did in season 4.
And I know this is
Oh, no,
wrong
I
for me to say,
love
because
it.
if you know, like in the
Please.
sense of dragging it out, like I wish they would. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you remember right, in season 4, they gave you those 4 episodes, but they were longer, and then they
Yes.
split it in half though, and then they gave you those other, like I think 3 or 4, but they were like an hour and a half, 2.5. So I hope they do this final one.
Yeah.
I hope the 4 episodes are literally like 2-hour like episodes, to be honest.
Ira's
Like
got
and split it.
problems.
What?
I don't know what's wrong with that boy. There's a lot wrong with him.
Can't get much. He said, "Reject nerd saving the world can't get much better. It gives me hope that I'm still a hero."
You're my
I
hero.
do. Honestly,
Ira.
I would be dead serious. I think I've been telling you for a long time though too. I
I
think
know.
you should watch it
I know.
because I
There's
genuinely
no-
think that you would love it.
Listen,
I really
what,
do.
What I'm gonna say is I'm actually a little disappointed that you haven't seen it yet, because I feel like it would be a show that you would actually enjoy just as much
And
as
it's
we
just the
have.
whole thing, like how it starts off with Will disappearing, like they don't know what happened to him. You figure out like what the upside down is, like it's just so much to it. And then when they finally eventually find Will, like like I don't want to expose too much, like if you actually do watch it, because there's just so many layers to it, and it's
I also believe that
and then
they
the Demogorgon and everything, you know.
they kind of went the route of it with that movie or with Stranger Things.
I would
with the
agree,
kids
and
concept,
elements of it, yeah, with the whole kids thing.
See, and that's why people. I also believe too that like with Stranger
With
Things and things
Dustin
like
and
that,
11.
they pulled these things from certain movies, like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mhm.
It-
No, I definitely feel like season 4 for
like
sure.
like they've definitely pulled some thoughts and theories from other movies to
Mhm.
create this.
to create it, yeah.
And it's like I've said, it's always the originals. You go back to the iconic things and you can make things from stuff like that. Like pulling
Which
that
I
from
agree.
that, but also too.
But what I love about the Duffer Brothers is, in my personal opinion, they've also created a spin on it themselves. They've added
Well,
to it.
you have
You know what
to.
I mean?
You have to put your own things in it to make
Because
it yours.
They made 11 like a supernatural like type girl, like being. You know what I mean? So like that's another thing that's different.
And isn't one of the boys that's in Stranger Things?
Yeah, it's Finn.
Yeah.
Finn
Finn.
Wolfhard, something like that.
Yeah, he's in it.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Dude, that was the first
Come on.
time I ever saw Finn.
Mhm.
Was in the first It they recreated. And I loved him. I still do. Like, he's in the Ghostbuster movies too.
Yeah, he is.
And I like him in those. Like, I've just always been a big fan of him.
Good movie, by the way. The first one. And I will give that one credit. I will. The first New It was good.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, trash.
I agree.
Trash.
I walked out of the theater.
It was a waste of 2 hours of film.
I don't know. I just don't care for the It series personally. I just think it's just. I've watched them. I don't know. I just never. It never. Just. I just don't care for it. I really don't.
I really
it doesn't.
do like it.
The original was a miniseries like The Stand.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's still
Tim Curry.
Not for me.
He made Pennywise who it is. Like, he understood the fucking assignment on that one, and he killed him. The cast was phenomenal for both the miniseries and the new one. But the
kids that he had in the first one, it was perfect. That's why I say and I'll give like to play what's his name?
Who did he play?
He played the one that's the smart ass, basically. What is his name? Richie. You know his name.
Richie,
yeah. Yes. He played Richie.
He played Richie.
And I thought it was perfect because when I first saw him like I said, on screen, and he was acting the way he was, I was like, dude, he plays a perfect Richie. Mm-hmm. Didn't even know who the kid was at the time. Then fast forward, then Stranger Things is out, and I'm like,
because of course
that's the dude from It, or like
they
the
all have
boy
their
from
own.
It.
They have their own personalities.
Yeah.
And but if you watch the original, there's just so many iconic parts from when they were kids to when they were adults.
Right.
And it's just I really love It. I do. It's not it's one of my favorites, but it's not like, I would force somebody to watch it because,
but it's
if you go back and watch the original
and then not watch Stranger Things, that throws me off. That's just my opinion, at least.
Of course, Joey would say 80s acting is dreadful, of course. Brittany is right. If you've never watched the Fear Street series,
I've watched them.
They're actually pretty damn good.
They are good.
They're pretty damn good.
So you've seen them?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember when they came out. It was when, what was that?
They're
like
making
2018 or something?
They're making a new one, too.
Are they?
Prom Night.
Dude.
It's R.L. Stein. Whoever created, the guy that created Goosebumps,
yeah.
He created another series of books that was for more, it was for more teenagers than it would be kids. They're called Fear Street. They're a little bit more.
I feel like I've seen it, but I don't know. Like, I'd have to watch it.
A little bit more gory.
Okay.
I would say.
What's
a little
her
bit
name?
more extreme.
Maya Hawke plays in the opening one. Did you know that? I'm pretty sure it's the very first episode.
So what's
She's in only the opening scene, though. Maya Hawke is obviously, what's her name's daughter?
Mm-hmm.
She plays in Stranger Things as well.
Okay. Because it goes by dates.
I can't think of her name, too.
I can't remember how the order goes.
It's Ethan Hawke's daughter, but Ethan Hawke's with, what's her name? Plays in Kill Bill.
Uma Thurman?
Yeah. That's Uma Thurman's daughter, is Maya Hawke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Didn't know if you knew that or not, but
Quentin Tarantino. He's honestly one of my favorite directors.
Talking about the Fear Streets, though, she's in. I think it's the first one. Of course, she dies in like the first 10 minutes. I think I'm pretty sure. I've only seen those movies once though, as they came out, because I was watching them when the first. I think Fear Street. I think it was 1994 was the first one that came out. So I was watching them as they were coming out.
Yeah,
because they all came out, and
there's 4 of them.
They all came out within, I think, like a 2 or 3 month span.
Yeah, they did.
So I was watching them as they came out.
Oh my God! Why would Ira do that?
What?
Okay. I will stem from where that.
There's only one movie that I can say off rip.
Don't answer that question.
There's only one movie.
Because it's gonna be wrong.
What is
There was a
I don't know what he said.
there was a discussion Friday at work about this, and
That's the best vampire movie.
it was a knockdown
Oh,
drag out,
that's
bro.
vampire.
Like we had a knockdown drag out about this, and
Do you know what I think mine is though? I
Once
think
was
it's
bitten.
Fright Night. I love the original Fright Night.
that one was actually not mentioned Friday, and you are up there. Fright Night was actually a good movie. It really
I
was.
Once Was Bitten.
I like.
That's more of a comedy.
I think I like Fright Night.
Oh,
probably
what's the
most.
other one?
Talk
Oh, there
about
was
Lost
another
Boys.
one that I
I'm
liked
sure
too.
Lost Boys was thrown out there.
If it wasn't,
Lost
Was it?
Boys is 100%
I mean, I
a
love
classic.
Lost Boys.
Love
Yeah.
Lost Boys.
Joey always says 30 Days of Night.
I've never watched it. I
That's
know
a
what
good
it is, but I've never watched it. But like, I'll go ahead and throw it out there. I'm weird with vampire movies. There's
John,
only certain ones that
it
I
had-
would even show
no,
attention to.
It has
See,
Josh
I knew-
Hartnett in it.
I wouldn't
What
mind.
about
I've heard it's
Dusk
good.
Till Dawn.
See that
I mean, you
that
could
was
consider
that
it.
one was thrown out there
Dusk
too.
Till Dawn.
I love that one.
You
But
like
then-
Selma Hayek being half naked.
Well, yes, of course. And then who was my boy in the front? You know, I'm not gonna repeat it for the show, but you know what I'm saying. We got. I'm just not gonna do it all together. But I mean, my boy was
I know.
hyping it up, wasn't he? Cheech, right? Wasn't it Cheech?
You're talking about it's Cheech Marin. That's
Okay,
it.
yeah.
In the very
okay.
beginning, when they
Yeah.
pull up to the
Okay.
bar.
Yeah,
It's
when he
been so
pulls
long
up,
since
yeah.
I've seen it, but I mean,
But that's
Dude,
why.
I don't have Netflix, but you make me want to like not to get off topic like completely. But I mean, I need to go back and watch the Fear Streets again.
they're good.
I need to do that.
But
Period.
anyways, back to
But
the
so wait,
vampire.
explain to me why it's not Blade.
I
Am
never
I
watched
crazy?
Blade.
See,
Am I
watched Blade.
wild to think
I never
that?
watched
Like,
it, so
how?
The comments are going to blow up.
I mean,
now.
you can say what you want, believe what you want. Obviously, it's opinion, but in my opinion, Blade is just one of the most iconic. And the reason why I say that is because everybody that thinks of vampire movies will always, usually most of the time, say Blade first. You know what I'm saying? But you know, now that I'm starting to think of movies, but my Blade is going to be the most iconic. But to me, it's either going to be Lost Boys or Dusk Till Dawn. But I would probably pick Dusk Till Dawn because of
Selma
Quentin
Hayek was one of
I
Tarantino.
just really
Quentin
Selma
like.
Hayek was one of the sexy. I mean, Julianne Lewis, she was hot in that movie. Don't get me wrong,
I like
but Selma Hayek was just. I mean, come on.
I just think, I think
That's Joey's opinion.
But that's because I mean
I think
you
Fright Night- I
cannot
think
forget
it's for
her.
me.
She
Oh,
is going to be the most iconic part in the movie, especially for the age that we were when we were watching it.
At her age,
Oh, I mean,
fine wine. But
Interview with a Vampire.
Interview with a Vampire.
that is.
See,
I feel like that was a woman's like.
It's kind of
see,
like
these guys right here will argue. It was like, oh, it's the sparkly because you got Brad Pitt and you got
and
And you got you got Tom Cruise. Everybody loves them.
I know.
It's just, but it's a good movie because also too, it's been made into another like there's a series on AMC
Oh, yeah, it's on
Yeah.
AMC. I've
that's
never
Interview with a
watched it.
Vampire.
Have you watched
Because
it?
I felt
No.
I haven't.
I
either.
felt like
Anne Rice did Interview with a
Anne Rice,
Vampire.
I felt like whenever that movie came out, I swear every girl that I knew was in love with that movie. I know RJ's favorite was Twilight.
Oh, I'm about to walk out.
I never watched it. I don't like vampire. I don't.
I'm gonna walk out of.
Oh
this
wait.
room.
Can I enter? What about one more? Even though I think people probably hate it,
Go for it.
John Carpenter's Vampires. I love it. I don't care what
What's
anyone
the one
says.
with
I love that
Brooklyn?
movie.
With the name Brooklyn in the movie.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Never watched it.
I just remember loving that movie too. I'm not putting it up there with the tops, but
I always see. That's why these two need to be on here because they always come up with the heavy hitting questions.
Yeah.
Best zombie movie.
Best zombie movie.
I hate both of you for starting this discussion, and I say that.
I'm gonna look it up because what it is
I can't think of.
there's a few I'm thinking of.
Don't look it up. Just say them.
Well, obviously,
I can't.
the original from way back in the 60s. Go ahead.
Night of the Living Dead.
Night of the Living Dead.
That,
A lot of
but
people
it's
think
like,
of.
Because George A. Romero, you cannot think of zombies without thinking of George A. Romero. You can't. It's impossible. I don't care what anybody says. I will die on that hill. George A. Romero is the creator of zombies. You know, Greg Nicotero is good. I will give him props. I believe they work together.
I haven't watched a lot of
I
zombie
believe
movies.
so.
see, my problem is I know what the movie is that I
Remember, like,
like
Dawn
for
of the Dead or
zombies, but
something
I
like
don't
that?
remember
I don't know if
exactly
I've
the
even really
name.
watched
I've
it.
liked Dawn of the Dead, the new one that they came out with. It is a remake because Dawn of the Dead was actually shot in Monroeville Mall in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's where
Zombie
they did that
movies
one at?
Were
Okay.
also always
Yeah, I
kind
have
of
seen that
corny
movie
too.
then.
It's iconic.
That's where they were. Okay.
Okay, let's see.
There's
what
only
we got
certain ones that
going
I've
on
really
in
seen.
here. You can't say the black and white zombie movie was the best. Man, why can't I?
What did you say?
The Crazies.
Oh, I've never really watched that one.
That
Never
sounds
really did.
familiar.
It
And I'm
came out some
not
years
saying it's
ago.
the best of the best, but it's you wouldn't have these movies if it wasn't for that. You always have to give the first and the original. You always have to show them love. You have to, because you wouldn't have it if it wasn't for those movies.
It wasn't Brad Pitt in one of them.
He was in World War Z.
I remember I liked
Ira
that
loves
one.
that movie.
Now that one's good, and another one. I don't know if I would call it a zombie movie, even though it is. They just don't say it's a serious movie. But what's the one with Woody Harrelson in it?
Zombieland.
That one I enjoyed.
I love me some Zombieland.
I love that movie.
I love me some Zombieland.
That was
one. Fucking Twinkies. Love that.
Snowballs. Snowballs. Where are the Twinkies?
But I can't think.
Dude, I both of them
Double
are
tap.
good. I used to watch. I've seen both of them a few times.
Emma Stone. Oh yeah.
But what is so? I remember at
He's
the
God
end
bless
of the
rednecks.
movie of the zombie movie, where basically there's like containers of like.
And these two are fighting in the comments. Here we go. Oh, you're gonna have it, man. I'm telling you. These two will go at it.
It's like
If anybody else is,
give me a chair, I want in.
if anybody else is in the chat, please feel free to enter, because I mean these two will go at it all day, and that is no lie. They will go at it all day. You would sit here and pay to watch them two go at it and call
maybe
each
that's
other
what
names.
that's maybe what we need to do is we just need to get seats. We'll put them in the front. We'll be in the background. We'll be eating popcorn and just let them go at it.
I might have to get the cops here.
Just
I'm
enjoy
telling
it. I mean, you know,
would enjoy it. I'm telling you.
let it be. Let's
Joey
let it go.
Joey will go off.
Let somebody else. We'll let somebody else take the wheel for the show. You have to have fun with it.
I mean, hour and 37 minutes in.
Oh Jesus! I'm telling you, it throws me off how quickly time goes by, because outside of seeing this window going dark, you know what I mean, knowing that time has passed, it does not feel like we've been doing this for an hour and 38 minutes. It doesn't.
I'm trying to think.
Everybody else more than welcome. I mean, hey, we got 6 people in here now, so don't be afraid. Put your comments in there. We'll keep going as long as people keep chatting. But with these two, we could be here all night. I ain't kidding. Ain't kidding. Keep hitting that like button. Please share the love.
And I appreciate you, Quentin, stopping by, coming and seeing us in the show. It was one of my boys who was that other one who said we didn't know who he was. That was my boy Quentin.
Okay. Appreciate you. Keep showing the love, hitting that like button. Appreciate you all, especially Ira and Joey just having it out in the comment section. I love it.
Keep it up, fellas.
What about this one?
What's that?
What would you say favorite like Christmas Halloween movie? You know how like that's like.
Oh,
I'm trying to say like that.
There's only one answer to that.
Boy.
And whether you disagree or not, there's only one answer to that. I'm
You know
sorry.
how, like, they kind of.
It's going to be Nightmare Before Christmas, just because you said both of them.
You had to say it.
That's the one from
You had to
October
say it.
till December. Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm sorry, I'm a huge fan.
That's Brittany's one of her-
Easily
That's one
from
of Brittany's
October-
favorite movies.
all the way to Christmas, all the way to December, easily. But I mean, now when you're saying that question, are you saying Halloween or Christmas, more or less?
You know how, like,
You're talking about a
Like-
scary Christmas movie.
like yeah, something like that. Yeah, like basically like
Silent
it's
Night,
like
Deadly Night,
like as if it's like Halloween,
Black Christmas,
but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Black Christmas.
the
is what-
scary Jack Frost.
Yeah.
that was
That's
actually good. I actually enjoyed that.
And that is actually considered a B movie. I have it. I have Jack Frost.
What do you mean B movie? I don't think I've heard
It
that.
really,
Basically,
it was never put out in theaters.
it's like
Okay,
me
okay.
and you went out with some equipment, basically, and we shot it.
He said Terrifier because Terrifier was actually, there was a Christmas one that was shot that way in Terrifier.
I'm trying
So
to think if I
Christmas
can-
horror. I don't know if I really
Like a
have
Christmas
one.
horror.
like
It's
that.
hard because there's not
a
many.
lot.
No, yeah.
Because the one I know the most, other than Nightmare Before Christmas, is Black Christmas, like you said.
But Nightmare Before Christmas really ain't scary.
It's not like
It's a
Depends.
freaking musical.
Depends.
It
For
is.
some of the
It's got
kids,
the music.
for
though,
some of the
like,
kids,
kinda
it's
easy.
Who else? Oh, Ira just joined, or my boy Chip just joined the chat. That's my boy right there.
did you enjoy Violent
Thanksgiving.
Night?
What is it?
Violent
wait.
Night?
Never seen it.
You did
No?
say-
You see who's in it?
Oh, that's. I mean, it's,
I wasn't a huge fan, but I
I
enjoyed
feel like
it for
it's
a
more of an
one-time
action,
watch.
though.
It definitely was.
That
See-
was definitely more like action.
Chip just said Thanksgiving. The one that
Did you
the
watch
one
it?
that
I watched it. Fun. I liked it. I actually didn't.
I
mind it.
can't give
It
an
wasn't
opinion
bad.
because I've never seen it.
I didn't think it was.
I've
bad.
heard it. I've heard a lot of people say that it was good.
I think it's actually pretty solid.
I've heard a lot of people say that it was good. They liked it. So Ira said it was amazing. I mean, hey,
Yeah, I honestly
Never seen it.
I was pleased with what I saw
So
because
what-
I heard
what
good
are-
things about it.
So, what is your favorite Christmas movie?
Favorite.
are you talking like just Christmas movie
Just
in
straight
general, or
Christmas, like
Oh,
when
man.
Christmas is coming on, because I feel like I'm that way. Any
Favorite
holidays that
Christmas
come out,
movie.
there's usually one movie I have to watch every year, no matter what kind of thing. And what's your one Christmas movie you would love to watch every time?
I will say this: it's not my favorite Christmas movie. If we're just talking like straight Christmas, but this
Really
movie
big
touches
thing.
on 3 holidays,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about it earlier. Trading Places, Thanksgiving,
Yep.
Christmas,
Yep.
New Year's.
Yep.
True.
It touches on all 3. Now, if we're going, love Trading Places, by the way.
Couldn't you go planes, trains, and automobiles, dude? Isn't that set in like the winter?
It is, but I don't know if it would be like set
Was
on
it-
like an actual. It was.
Wasn't he trying to
well,
get
'cause
back home for
yes.
a certain holiday?
Yeah,
though,
and
too?
it was Christmas.
Was it Christmas? So I mean, I guess you could consider.
Now, if we're going straight up Christmas
just
movies,
straight up, yeah.
Yep.
oh man, I really, really love Bad Santa. That movie
I
is
do.
just—it's
Yeah.
so hilarious.
It's
It's friggin' hilarious. Like he's a
understandable.
drunk, and
He said he's a drunk.
Bernie Mac, Lord
Yeah.
rest in peace. I mean, Bernie Mac though is so iconic in that movie. I
He's
love
another
those
voice.
movies.
When you hear his voice, you automatically know it's him. He's the only one
Oh,
that
Planes,
talks.
Trains, thanks, Joey. Planes,
That's right.
Trains, and Automobile was Thanksgiving.
Was it Thanksgiving?
Okay, so
I
we're
knew it
good
was
on that.
something.
But Home Alone,
Okay.
Home Alone all day.
And
Love
that's definitely one of my favorites.
I
But
know
I
it sounds cliche, but it probably is my favorite, honestly. Too.
Oh no,
But do you know what I love?
we're forgetting about one.
But you know one that I love. I wonder if it's what it might not be though.
It's one of the most iconic Christmas movies
I
of
love,
all time.
I
the
was
Santa Claus
expecting-
series.
I,
That's Tim
that
Allen.
is not what I was.
I thought the one that I
love
think
the
you're
Santa
gonna
Claus
say is what I
series,
thought he was gonna
Is
say.
what
I just love Tim Allen. I know it's kind of.
It's a good movie. They're
But-
good movies.
I
No, no, they're good. Even the new
I like the
series, the
series they
Disney
did.
series, was actually so
And-
solid.
Die Hard.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Everyone.
So that is a lot
I'm
of
gonna
people.
die on that hill and say no. I'm
If he
sorry. I'm
died,
gonna get blasted in the comments.
But you know what? It's wild the fact that he called it out and said it wasn't a Christmas movie. In my opinion, I was disappointed that he would even.
Bruce Willis did?
Yes, he himself did and said it. Oh, by the way, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. But why do people consider it a Christmas movie?
Because it's on Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, and I get where they're coming from. I really do.
Yeah.
But when I'm thinking of a Christmas movie, it's like, you got Christmas trees, you got the presents, you got, oh my God, here we go.
You're thinking more of specifically the holiday itself.
Yep. And that's why Chip needs to be on here.
But see,
yes, he just called me the 16th
I'm going.
I'm telling you.
I'm going with a childish movie.
Shut up.
100% a childish movie for me. But it's
Lincoln.
One that I enjoy till this day, and I know RJ does with my childhood and the memories will always ties with everything. What becomes my favorite, but it's Jingle All the Way.
That's a good one.
But I
actually
love
do
it.
like that. I just don't think
love
Sinbad.
I think Arnold is just
but that's
actor.
I mean, he is, but I mean, come on. But there's some movies that Arnold was good. I mean,
Terminator 2,
Terminator.
Terminator.
Jingle All the Way.
What's the one with Eraser with Jamie Lee, right?
Eraser.
Yes.
You guys like
And what about I love Total Recall. That was the first time you got to see that's
Running Man.
Yes.
Stephen King, by the way. Thank you.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. Predator was another one that I loved.
He just said it too. I'm glad we're all on the same wavelength here, people. Love every second of it.
Yes. Predator. He said the first Predator was a classic. And I'm sorry, I love that first Predator. Like a lot of people talk about action and some people would have went with Rambo, of course, like during that time. I'm sorry, it was Terminator and Predator. Like those were just two movies. Like
T-1000. Robert Patrick.
I'm sorry. I loved Arnold Schwarzenegger when I was a kid. He was just one of those people.
He was a badass.
Like
everybody loved the badass Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And you know what's wild is I didn't see.
It's like Sylvester Stallone.
Kindergarten Cop's a classic. I love that movie.
Now,
when he's like, girls have vaginas and boys have penises, and the classic died.
I got to go back to the Christmas movie real quick, and then we'll go to those questions. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yes, that's what I thought you were gonna say. I don't know why.
You can't not like that movie.
You know what's funny?
You tell me RJ, go somewhere.
I've never really watched it all the way through.
It speaks like the true
the only National Lampoon's movie I've ever watched is Vacation. That's it.
How? Fucking Christmas Vacation is one of my. I watched that in July.
Listen, I hear people quote it all the time. I get it.
Shitter's full.
And the one that I haven't heard that's another cult classic is gonna be Christmas Story. And don't you hate it?
Terrible. Sorry. I mean, I don't care what anyone says. Terrible.
And Brittany will be joining the comments here real soon because she will hate you.
That movie
ever?
No, no way. It was.
I do not care, and I will.
To me,
I will
it's
die
great.
on the ground. Like I'll die.
I don't know.
Saying it, I don't care.
I mean, shout out to my boy Josh. That's
care.
Religiously, he has to watch that every year for Christmas.
Well, that's
and he'll leave it because they'll run marathons.
Brittany does too.
My Uncle Tommy has the lamp at home. The leg lamp.
That's a great leg lamp, though.
I mean, my Uncle Tommy.
He broke it, and he was like, "You were just jealous." Like he was dead mad at his
When he
wife.
carries it outside, and you can softly hear taps playing in the background, like fragile.
I'm sorry.
No, I don't
Must
know.
be Italian.
Do you like it? I feel like you don't like it.
No,
No.
I do, but when that shit is on repeat on Christmas Day for 24 hours in a loop, she'll sit there and watch it like I would watch Trading Places. Like she would watch that on loop, just going and going and going and going.
I can't.
And I'm like, I just couldn't do it. It's a good movie, but then I'm done after that.
Look,
Yeah, like I mean,
I
I'm not.
tried.
It's not a favorite of mine, but I mean, like, you know what I mean. But it's definitely one that I don't mind watching.
Joey literally just said Bad Santa's the best Christmas movie ever.
which I do
It's
enjoy.
I mean,
freaking
it's a great
I enjoy
movie.
bad
Have you
shit.
seen
And
the second
her-
one?
Her that plays in the role. Yeah, of course, I've seen the second one.
I don't know.
But
if
the
I
girl,
have. I
his
can't
girlfriend in the
remember.
movie,
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
she is just.
Fuck me, Santa. Fuck me, Santa. Fuck me, Santa. Can I at least take the hat off? He's sitting there, leave the hat on. His mother is Kathy Bates in the second one. You
See, I don't think I have watched it.
can't hate that.
No, I
Kathy
haven't-
Bates is one of the greatest actresses of all time. I'll put that up there.
I love
Die
her.
on
I
that
do
hill.
love her, yeah.
Love it. Her in Misery was amazing. Amazing.
She was definitely
She won an
scary.
award for that. Thank Jesus.
Yeah,
Another Stephen King book, by the way.
she
But-
was something in that movie.
She is everything. She
it
puts all she
That's what I'm saying, it
role
was
she
perfect.
does.
Honestly, it was
Yeah.
literally perfection.
Sorry, Joey, my bad. His kids are watching this podcast. My bad. Sorry. We'll try and keep it PG-13 in here. Titanic?
Oh,
Let's
talk
She
about
is in
romance.
Kathy Bates?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she played Molly Brown.
That's
So
what I think he was
romance.
getting.
And that was a real woman on the Titanic too.
Yeah, I haven't
So-
watched the
so,
Titanic in a long
romance.
time.
I love
like
Titanic.
it. No, I like it.
What's your favorite romance? Do you have one?
My favorite.
We got. Let's hear it. I already got two.
Mine would probably be more rom-com.
I have two that I
What do you
completely
compared to
love.
straight romance. 'cause I
What would
don't
you
know.
consider a romance movie?
No, a straight up. Now I'm not talking about rom coms because I know you guys eat that
Well,
that
I was
stuff up.
curious to say
I'm
that
talking
I
about
probably
straight
have
up
one romance.
love story.
Love and basketball.
I knew yours was gonna be that. I
Of
did.
course.
I knew yours was gonna be that. But I was
I
curious.
mean, I'm not really like I
'Cause
don't
we've
really
talked
watch a lot
about
of romance movies, so I'll be straight up.
Twilight.
I'm more of a rom-com guy when it comes to romance because I like
Put
the
in
funny
something
stupid
about
stuff.
Mary.
Well,
I know what.
but it's like
That's a
that,
rom-com.
that's definitely a rom-com though. Like,
No, but that's
the
no,
first
but that's what I'm
straight.
saying. Like when you're talking about rom com, that's always the
Now,
first
Love and
one.
Basketball
that
would be a
I
romance type
love.
thing.
No, yeah. No, that was
Romance drama.
that was a classic. I mean, for me, honestly, one of them is Romeo and Juliet, the Leonardo DiCaprio.
Never watched it. That's one of his only movies I haven't seen.
The way they brought that movie and modernized it while using the same. I don't know why I enjoyed it so much, but I did. I just loved it. I loved the roles in it. I loved the way everything was done. Call me cheesy. It is what it is. Love head over heels over that movie. And then The Notebook.
I literally just
The
said
Notebook.
The Notebook, and I don't really watch romance movies,
See, I don't either.
but-
Phil, I'm right there with you.
but I did watch The Notebook. I watched it with Brittany.
Good.
It's actually not a bad movie.
So I'm going to give you my opinion.
It's really not a bad movie.
On why that is the best one ever, and it's because it shows the way a man actually thinks when he loves someone and he
Joey
cares for
said,
them.
"Screw The Notebook." I mean, I
agree.
No,
I
that's
get
all
it.
right.
Romance
get it.
suck.
Nah, it's the only movie where they actually show that the girl is an HO and so forth, and that the guy is truthful, dedicated, loyal. Because even when he was with that other chick, he was never fully happy. She was the one. She was the one he fell in
That's
love
another
with,
good one too.
and everything that he did. And I'm sorry, it just truly depicted actually where a guy doesn't look bad in a romance because it's always the guy looking in the bad end. And to me, it was just reverse roles. I mean, he loved her, cared for her. The way he died for her at the end, stuck with her all the way to the end. I'm sorry, but that's just the value of a true man,
Well, I just wanna say-
someone that's just
Built that
genuinely
house
loved.
from the ground up.
Yes.
I mean,
He did everything, and he thought about her all the way through. Because that other side chick, she wasn't having it, even though she was trying. He stuck true to his heart.
I like to sit at home and watch Lifetime movies.
now the comments, go back up here to Chips. You might like this. When Harry Met Sally.
That is good. I haven't seen that in a minute, man.
Harry Met Sally.
I bet I've only seen that movie though like 2 or 3 times. But
Mary,
I like it.
Mary needs to join the chat there, Chip.
It is good. It is a
Have
good
Mary
movie.
join in if she can
that
hear
looks
us.
familiar. I
It
think
is
I've
good.
seen it. I think I've
I'm
seen
just
it.
trying to remember everything about it.
It's
'cause
been
it has been
so
a long
long.
time.
Yeah.
It's got
It is-
Goldie. Is
look
it
at-
Goldie
like-
Hawn?
As soon as I seen it, like I already know.
No, it's not Goldie Hawn.
Who is it?
Because I definitely know she didn't play in it. I'm positive.
Meg Ryan. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. And Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal, yeah, that's right. No, it's definitely. I enjoy that movie. It's just been a minute, so I can't really even elaborate on it. To be honest with you,
The
Chip
break-
just said Jurassic Park is a romance movie because I fucking love dinosaurs.
Oh, that's great.
Hey, those
It's
two
okay
bottom
for a
ones are
girl
good.
To play two guys at one time, but that's
Dirty
my
Dancing
point.
and Ghost.
That's what made the
I feel
Notebook
like I'm
good.
in a
It's
time
because
warp
it
with my
shows
brother
how
and
women
dad
actually
watching it.
are and
I'm being
how
serious.
good man, no matter how good that man is, she's gonna do whatever she wants to feel like she needs to be happy. It's just you're proving my point even more.
50 Shades of Grey.
That is
I like me some 50 Shades of Grey, okay?
That's 'cause
I
you're
ha-
fake.
I have seen all three 50 Shades.
of Grey.
I have not seen the
That's
last one.
That's mine and Brittany's movies. Like I really like their books too.
yeah,
The books are way more graphic than the movies, but I do like 50 Shades of Grey.
I just
There's-
feel like the 50 Shades of Grey movie didn't touch from what I've heard about the books. You know
It
what I'm
won't.
saying?
Because it can't. It would have to be NC-17 to be able to do that.
But that's my point. Don't do something
But they're good.
half done.
But they're good. Like I mean, everybody loves.
I
that
didn't
Jamie
care for the
Dornan-
second one for some reason. I enjoyed
the
the first one, but for some reason the second one I didn't enjoy, and I haven't watched the newest one.
Oh my god. 365 is 50 Shades of Grey on drugs. Like that movie is hardcore.
I haven't heard of that, to be
Three-
honest with you.
She made me watch 365. It deals with the mob as well because the guy's Italian.
Okay.
His name is Massimo. And there's this woman. It's just a jacked up movie, but it's good. There's two of them. They're really good. They're actually not bad. Megan might like them. Your wife might like them.
Have you now? Just because they mentioned Ghost and Dirty Dancing,
Mary Catherine Ford's just joined the chat. That's Chip's wife. Thank you for joining. Appreciate that.
So Ghost and Dirty Dancing, how do you feel about those?
Bro, I love me some Dirty Dancing. Yes, I just recently watched it. Brittany, we all know. So just don't even go ahead and say it.
I don't
Couldn't really elaborate too much. I really watched either
Dirty
one.
Dancing is a good movie.
like.
It really
I don't know,
is.
it's good, but personally, I think I would like if I had to pick out of the two, I would like Ghost more. In a certain
Ghost
sense.
is good.
But now, did you watch Roadhouse?
Roadhouse.
I have not.
Because I was going to ask you if you did you watch the new one, and if how did you like between the two? Because I thought the new version of it that they did was actually pretty solid.
Well, I
comparison
mean,
to the
you
original.
can't, but you also can't top Patrick Swayze.
Or Sam
But
Elliott.
I'm telling you, like it was actually surprisingly a
Sam
solid
Elliott.
movie for a remake. Like I didn't expect it to be that good.
Now, the
Footloose.
Footloose was a good movie. Now, the next question is
Drama?
favorite fighting movie.
Favorite
Fighting.
Could be martial arts.
The
Could
Raging Bull.
Oh.
be anything. This is not me. Like I haven't watched many of them except for like, you know, I literally just lost my train of thought.
Like
the-
Rocky.
The Rocky
Is that what you're trying to
movies.
say?
Yes.
Okay.
Rocky 3. Probably be my favorite with the Russian.
See, I get
The Rocky.
I've always
Oh,
loved
I hate
martial
Rocky,
arts movies. So it comes down more to those for me. So you have classics like Bloodsport. Like that's one that I really enjoyed. What's the other one that was like that I can't even think of right now? But then you have like movies
Club.
like Fight
So
Club
would
was a
you
good
just-
one. Then you have
Fight Club
like,
is probably going to be one of the best ones that people will say
I like Fight Club.
because I mean, Fight Club was just good. I mean,
Yeah.
fucking Brad Pitt for Christ's sake.
my
yeah,
newest.
but Edward Norton. I love Ed Norton.
But see, my newest one that's my favorite will be Ip Man. the story of basically Bruce Lee's why can't I get the words out? His mentor, the guy that trained him, he was the one that trained Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
And just his story and every single one of them. I mean, they were long. There was 4 of them, pretty sure. I love that, but I mean, it's so hard to say because like Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, watching Jet Li as well, having those with Jean-Claude Van Damme, that kind of being he's more of like a older movie, kind of cheesy in a certain sense, especially watching them now. But yeah, I'd probably go with Ip Man to be my favorite fighting movie. But I like have you ever watched On Bak at all? See, those are more martial arts movie that kind of you don't get to see as much. But that was another one that I really enjoyed a lot too. And I'm trying to think of what other fighting movies there are.
Other than, like,
Because I mean, I'm sorry, but
Karate Kid, I guess.
I mean that's
Like,
it would be because, but I mean, but
Technically.
it's not.
But I know what you're.
It's not really like I like something with a little bit more hit. You know what I mean? Too, and that's
I
kind of
know
more
what
like
you
a kid's
I get it.
cheesy
It
movie
is.
in a way. But I mean, a classic. I love the new, you know what I'm saying? The new Cobra Kai series and show. I was fully into it, and I think the new Karate Kid movie might be the best one that they've ever dropped. I'm just hoping.
Never Back Down.
He said Kung Fu Hustle.
What about Never Back
Kung Fu
Down?
Hustle was funny though.
Kung Fu Hustle was a wild
You
one,
ever watched
though.
Never Back Down?
Kung Pao.
Not many fighting movies
Have
I've
you ever
never
watched
really
Never
watched.
Back Down?
Yes,
Like,
yes,
I
I
thought
enjoyed
was
that.
good.
No, I think that was a side because
I can't speak on them
See, I'll
because
be
I
dead serious.
much fighting movies.
I don't know much of them either. 'cause
if I go
don't
to
really
fighting
watch
though,
them.
it's gonna go straight to martial arts. Like
I
I
just go
said.
straight to Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh lordy, Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris, baby, Roundhouse.
Chuck Norris.
Listen,
And
I
I
don't
was a
care,
huge-
Phil. Walker, Texas Ranger. I've seen
No.
every episode a million times.
Why
especially
didn't I
with my
think
mother
of
growing
it?
up.
Hold on here. Hold
I'm being
on.
dead serious.
I'm rewinding back. I'm rewinding. Hold on. Kill Bill.
Is that really considered a fighting movie though?
I mean,
It was definitely a lot
She
of
was
fighting
chopping
and
some
slashing
dudes
and
up.
killing. I'm sorry, but like Kill Bill.
Ask the chat if they think that, because
Or what would you consider more of an action movie?
get Chip's opinion on that.
What do you think? Kill Bill.
Is Kill Bill a fighting movie?
Sidekicks.
Kung Pao, Shaolin Soccer, everything, everywhere, all at once. Sidekicks. I don't know any of them.
I don't think I've seen Shaolin Soccer. Sidekicks I've seen. He said definitely fighting. I'm sorry,
He
but
said
that
action. Chip said action straight up. So
Action
I would
straight-
probably
kinda
agree
feel
with
like
that.
I kind of feel action too, honestly, with it.
Because I mean, you know,
'Cause
in
I get what
normal fighting movies, like
then
you're
I'll
not,
stick. Then
it's like.
but you're not killing
Fist.
any,
Yeah, it's
anybody.
like
Like you're
fist.
just trying to beat
Yeah.
the shit out of them.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, if you end up killing someone with your fist, I mean, that's
I mean,
whatever.
If he dies, he dies.
Yeah.
I mean, there was definitely some fist fights in there.
Oh, there
You know what I'm
is.
saying? But I can
But
get.
then she's also
I'm
going,
okay with that though. But either
she's going
way,
ballistic with a machete.
either way, Kill Bill, and I know there's definitely some kind of cheesy parts into it, but I enjoyed that about that movie to where like the way she was flying around and
Comments are blown up.
What's the movie with? It's just the story. It's the boxing movie. Pesci doesn't Pesci play in it?
She
Is it
fights the
Raging
whole way
Bull?
through. And it has a kung fu master.
I don't know. Like,
Oh.
I don't know. I love Kill Bill. Like I said,
Good movie,
Quentin
yes.
Tarantino. He's just one of those directors that anything that he's put out, I've loved. I just automatically.
Good movie. Yes.
But not Ip Man. I don't know if you heard me when I was saying that, but Ip Man would probably be.
Yeah. Have you ever watched The Raging Bull?
I don't know if I've
That
seen
has
It's with
Al Pacino
it's with De Niro.
or yeah, De Niro.
It's a Scorsese film. It's from like 1980. I've seen it, and I don't even really like boxing, but I just
No,
watched
I do like the Rocky series, but it's just not like Bloodsport. What's the other one though? There's Bloodsport, and then there's another one.
Well, I'm talking about Raging Bull with Joe Pesci from way back.
Even though it's not a fighting movie, I love
Hey,
it. I
you know, going back
I
to
do like
mob
Top Gun.
movies. Like, I know this is going completely off, but it just came to my mind.
You know,
Mob movies, Mean Streets.
So what about
You never seen it? Dude, you gotta watch Mean Streets with Robert De Niro.
what was that
I'm
movie?
telling you, you have to watch it.
Would you consider that
Never
a fighting
amazing.
movie?
Look.
It's a classic in my opinion. with bad boy Leroy Brown. Why can't I think of it? It's oh,
it's older, isn't it?
73.
Jesus.
Oh, dude, it's so good. But I'm pretty sure it's a Scorsese film. Yeah, it is.
pretty sure that's what it was.
What did
No.
Mary say?
Raging Bull.
Yeah.
And then So Does Shadow said Jackie Brown.
Ooh, wait, which Jackie Brown? Like, are we talking like the one from Quentin Tarantino, Jackie Brown, with Samuel L. Jackson?
I would probably say,
It's
yeah.
a good movie. Great movie, actually.
Chip knows his movies. I definitely will say that.
Robert did.
Yeah, The Last Dragon.
That's
I don't care. It's
Do you know
cheesy,
anyone
but it's
else in
one
there?
that I always loved as well.
From Mean Streets.
Check that out.
Dude, you should watch it. It's
Mark
so good.
Wahlberg, the fighter. Pam Grier is a goddess.
Oh man, that's great though.
And Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, some of those movies, like, I mean,
His
fighting
best
movies, you can-
movie is with what was it? Was it Tyrese was in it? In my opinion, Four Brothers.
That's one of
You're talking about.
that's one of Chip's favorite
Yeah.
movies. Is Four
Right.
Brothers.
That movie is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Four Brothers is
They
is
just-
a good movie. Mark Wahlberg.
He's a
wow,
working
Mark.
I like
What'd
it.
you
Every
say?
movie he puts out, I want to see. I don't care. Like when he did Ted.
Ted.
Is
I
it
have seen
Ted.
both of them.
Ted with the teddy bear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Ted Bundy. I was like,
Oh,
no.
now you're going sideways.
I was like, no. I was like, that was Zac Efron that played Ted Bundy. Phenomenal job, by the way. I will say that.
I think he's
Phenomenal
actually
job.
not bad in some of the stuff that he does, Zach. I know he gets kind of downplayed because of all the cheesy stuff he's done, but no,
Zach
he's done.
Galifianakis. I like Due Date from Zach Galifianakis. It's him and
That's
Robert
another-
Downey Jr.
That's another good Mark Wahlberg movie if you've never seen it. Fear.
Yeah. 4 Rooms. Fear is the best Mark Wahlberg movie.
Fear is a good movie.
I don't.
Fear
look
is a
it
good
up.
movie.
I gotta look it up to see.
Fear is a really good movie. It's about an obsessed boyfriend.
Oh
He's jacked.
yes. Nope, I do remember that joint. That is a wild one. Though.
That's
That's a.
a
So
fucked
what's
up
a
movie.
what's a movie that you watched and it kind of left you a little messed up? Like after watching, you're like, damn, that was kind of a messed up movie because I was thinking about that. And there's one for me that I can think of, and there's also a movie that like I've watched and I wish I never watched it to begin with. Like not in the sense of it was a terrible movie, but that it was just such a messed up movie that I don't know why I watched it in the first place and continued to watch it. But what's a movie that you watched and kind of left you messed up?
These comments that I'm reading. Mark Wahlberg fought Megatron and won. Like,
I mean,
seriously?
Transformers.
Seriously?
I mean, I enjoyed the Transformers movie. I still need to watch the newest one with I think the cartoon called One. That one I want to
I don't know.
see.
I can't
Never
think of a
seen it.
movie that really messed me up. Honestly.
He said Human Centipede, and that movie that could be one for some
Yeah,
people. That's like a newer version.
I have seen Human Centipede.
Now I don't know if you guys
It
ever
was
seen
crazy.
it,
It was
but
weird.
have you ever seen the movie called Sleepers? Sleepers had Brad Pitt. Hold on, you'll know all these people too.
There's not many movies that have left me uneasy.
See, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I can't think of one where I'm just sitting there like, unless you're a little kid, you know how horror scares you. Like
Kevin
as a kid or
Bacon.
something.
Brad Pitt, see, and then
I've heard
Robert
of-
De Niro's in it as well.
I've heard of the movie.
So
though.
basically, it's about these kids, 4 kids. They're out in the summer. They go ahead and they decided they wanted hot dogs from this vendor. So they go ahead and they take this cart of the hot dog. You know, in New York City, you see those big carts. Well, one of the kids would steal a hot dog, run off, and then the other kids would come to the cart and pretty much go eat off of it. So, you know, there's always one taking the risk.
Yeah.
Well, that guy that day was not giving up. He was chasing that kid down. he would not let it go. Well, the kids thought, okay, we need to get him free for him. So what we're going to do is take the cart and push it by the subway stairs. So pretty much what happens is these kids end up letting the cart, they couldn't hold it, and they end up letting it go. Guy comes around the turn, boom, ends up killing a guy. So now these kids are getting charged with murder and they're put in juvie. Well, Kevin Bacon is one of the guys that's the security guard. And when I tell you the things they were doing to these kids was just unorthodox. Robert De Niro was the priest. He was the priest basically trying to help guide them in a certain sense to be better kids and stuff like that. Well, all these kids got older. They got put on trial because Kevin Bacon died. I forget his name in the movie. So, I mean, that's kind of gives you a general gist. Like, it was just, like I said, what happened to those kids and what they went through in juvie just kind of had left me a little messed up. And it was a 3-hour movie. It's long. But by the end of the movie, they get their revenge and they get away with it. You know, kind of just to break it down.
The Sixth Sense. Mystic River was like Sleepers, but a lot better. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Good. Hey,
Oh,
Mystic River.
Of course, Joey.
Mystic River.
Rivers.
Good movie.
Mystic
Doesn't it have
River.
Sean? Is it Sean Penn in that?
Sean
I
Penn
think
is
Sean
good.
Penn's in that. If I remember right,
Look this up.
it's a great movie.
Yes, it is with Sean Penn. I feel like I've seen this.
Isn't
Kevin
it about-
Bacon's in it too.
Isn't a girl like goes missing
Joey
or
just
something like
answered
that?
Yep.
Yes.
Directed by Clint Eastwood. Yes, it was actually. I forgot about that. It was directed by Clint Eastwood.
I feel like I've seen
That's
this.
why it's
I need to
good. Anything
rewatch
he-
it. I'm gonna have to
anything he
rewatch it now that he
directs or
said
acts.
if it's better than Sleepers, and I really enjoyed
It's a good
Sleepers.
movie.
Because
I've
I
seen
one of
it.
my friends introduced me to that, and he was the one that introduced me to that other Rebound movie I was telling you about earlier for that basketball movie. He also introduced me to Casino, Goodfellas. My boy's Italian. Shout out to my boy Joe. But yeah, no, he was the one that kind of got me more into like the mobster movies and stuff like that.
Dude, I got another Sean Penn film though.
The
You guys.
Game.
What is it?
The Game with Sean Penn.
Game. I have to look that one
I
up.
think
But Chip is 1,000% right on what he just said. It didn't mess me up. I wanted to leave the fucking theater. The last Halloween movie they made just
See, there's a
left you
movie that Sean Penn
uneasy
did,
because it
Carlito's
sucks so
Way.
bad. Carlito's Way is
Yeah,
another
it's
good
good.
movie.
That's every time I think of Sean Penn, I always think
There's
of that movie.
another one though
And then there's
that I
a-
like of his that I'm trying to find.
Yeah, because I was gonna say there's another one too that I really like of his.
Have you guys ever? What about Bad Boys? Have you ever seen that?
You're talking about with Will
With
Smith
Sean
and Martin.
Penn. No, Sean
Oh,
Never
I was
mind
like, what
that.
are you talking about?
I was
Like,
like, you went far left with that.
No.
Okay,
But I do love me some Bad Boys.
Penn. I'm talking. Have you seen this
No.
with Sean Penn?
I feel like I haven't.
It's like one of his earlier films too in the '80s.
I swear there was
He
another.
sent to like a
one.
juvenile hall.
The last three messed me up.
Oh my God.
That is wild.
Oh, I tell you, they'd be wilding in the comments. I'm telling you, it's
The last
hilarious.
three. Yeah, what's it mean?
The Halloweens,
Oh, the hell. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
hilarious. One movie that I mean, it's just eerie and it's just weird at the same time.
can we just? Yeah.
Original Pet Cemetery,
Yeah, I like it.
because when
It
you
is weird. Though.
because when you literally watch that Gage cut his Achilles in half,
Oh, dude. Yeah, I just got.
like
I had
it's like
the scene like pop in my head.
like
and
you
then,
just want,
just-
like you just look away,
Yeah.
like because it hurts so bad. Just like in Misery,
when she,
Mm.
takes
when she
his
puts
legs
that,
out.
when she puts a 4x4 in between
Bang
his
his
legs and
ankles.
takes a sledgehammer to his ankles. You
Yeah.
watch his leg just
That's
go
just like
this
pure
way,
evil. Like,
called hobbling.
yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was definitely the mist.
I could definitely say that when he said the human centipede, I could see that for a lot of people being that one movie too. Have you ever watched it?
Oh my God, Joey, no, don't do it to
Can
me.
we just talk about?
Stop!
I haven't seen the remake of it.
Don't!
I have to. I really
No!
do. Anything remade, I have to compare it to what was originally
Go
made.
ahead. Call me when you're done.
You know what was
I've never seen
It's
the
so-
remake either.
It's bad. The Mist is good.
You know,
The ending of that movie,
I remember
It's-
watching The Mist, and I remember liking it, but it's been a minute.
he fucking kills everybody in the fucking car.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I have
Like
seen it.
they're just sitting there because they all think they're
Yeah.
gonna die, so they're like, well,
And
let's
guess
just
what?
kill each other. He
The
doesn't,
Mist goes.
and the Mist lives, and
Yep.
there's like Marines just rolling by in tanks and stuff, and he killed everybody in
He
the
gets
car
out of the car. Doesn't he get out of the car?
Mhm. and realizes that he's okay,
Yeah,
and he just murdered his whole family.
that's great. I mean, honestly,
she is
that's
what
good.
she
That's
wins
good.
it. She's 1,000% right.
That's
That is
pretty
just
good.
it's fucked up.
Yeah.
They're all just sitting in the car. It's his mom and who else? Kids. Oh yeah, there's
It's like
kids.
the kids, yeah. Didn't they have a boy and a
They
girl
all
or
put a
something?
gun in their mouth and blow their brains out, and he's getting ready
It's not
to.
funny, but like,
They're all just sitting in a car in the street, and there's fog all the way around them because they think
Yeah.
they're dead because the fog will kill you.
yeah.
He just as soon as he gets ready to shoot himself, the fog just lifts, and you watch like Marines just roll by in jeeps and start walking by and checking people in cars. And he gets out and he's standing around, and everything's it's not normal, but it's like the mist is gone.
Yeah, like
And then he
everything-
freaks out because he realized he just killed his whole family for no reason.
that's
It's
wild,
jacked
man.
up. Mary is 1,000% right. Well, sorry if you ain't watched it. I mean, everybody in the comments done watched it, but yeah.
What the hell?
Spoiler alert.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
it's definitely an
not
older
horror,
one. You know what I'm
but it
saying?
doesn't leave me messed
This
up.
was actually a newer one.
Oh, it was the newer one?
The Mist was a remake.
Yeah,
What was the remake
it
of
was.
to what?
The Mist. It's called The Mist.
So okay, so there's a new version of
the original Mist, I believe, had Jamie Lee Curtis in it, didn't it?
I thought that was the fog.
See, I don't think I.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was
Jamie
the
Lee's only
fog. Sorry.
The fog.
My bad. Seriously, Mary. Okay.
What if
I Spit on Your Grave was definitely fucked up.
I never watched it?
Oh my God,
Isn't
don't.
there a second?
Oh,
one?
I still. So I watched
Don't.
that. No.
No. Don't. If you're a guy, don't.
Listen. So
He said,
I feel like we can't even talk about it. I really do. I just
You
feel
want
like
me to take it?
I mean, it's I've seen it, and there's more than one version.
Long story short, is it 4 guys? I think it's 4 guys. There's a girl. They rape her in the middle of the woods, leave her for dead. She pretty much hunts every single one of them down and makes them pay for what they did.
And the way that she
And the
does
way,
it,
oh my God.
like manhood hurts.
You want to know?
I will say she chops one dude's penis off and makes him eat it.
But at the end of the day, though,
In a bath, well, the original had him in a bathtub. She takes a butcher knife and goes like this, and you just watch it float up.
and one
And
of
she
them,
leaves him there to bleed out.
one of them wasn't there in the head. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
That movie is just not right.
all it is. She's literally in the woods, like writing a book, basically, and they just show up to her
You know
house.
what really messed me up though?
Django.
An Animal House when they took the whole bar away from John Belushi. How you gonna do that to man?
Oh my God.
He's like,
I'm
I
just
still
saying.
can't get over it.
I can't.
It still bothers me. Like,
I
out of
mean, he was an
random-
alcoholic and did speedballs in real life. So how you gonna take away, his bar in this movie?
Well, that's another thing.
That
Well, that's another
That's
thing that you
crazy.
could think of was something that a movie just left you, like why? Like why did this happen?
What?
For what reason? I mean, just like any movie that you were just left with like why? What just
Like certain
happened?
scenes.
Yes,
You're just
like why?
Why did that happen?
I don't know. I felt like, and I mean, it's more newer, and it's probably because I can't really think of anything else right now. But like Terrifier,
You know, a movie
Like,
I
watching
always
some
thought-
of
Oh my
Glory
God!
scenes.
And Joey will enter the chat.
I'm sorry, but it was just,
You
I
know,
just
Joey loves them.
no, that's cool.
Hey,
I
and
mean,
I'm like-
I can see why people like them. It just felt
I
like
can't.
scenes were forced to go a certain way that just felt unnecessary.
The whole movie's unnecessary.
I'm not a
I
huge
agree.
fan of it.
I'm not a fan.
I'm
either.
not a fan of it.
It's just a
personally.
straight gore and blood fest for no reason with no premise.
And I know that's how it's supposed to be. I understand that, Joseph. Understand it. But no. Just no. And they even did a fucking Christmas version.
To be honest, you know a movie that actually, it just came to mind that actually kind of, I wouldn't say completely left me messed up, but I just think is like Twisted, Last House on the Left, like the old one.
Oh, yeah.
Like what they did to her, like
That's John Carpenter as
Yeah.
well, I believe. People Under the Stairs.
yeah.
But Last
That's
House on
great.
the
I
Last
love
House
that.
on the Left. Shit. Uneasy.
That's what I'm saying.
Make
like,
you never want to pull over on the side of the road ever again.
Yeah, like just everything they ended up doing to that girl too. And it's like, because in the old one, right, she actually dies, right?
Mhm.
Because in the remake,
I feel like
obviously,
I've
she
seen
didn't die.
this.
The
I feel
old
like
one,
I have seen this.
the
With
old
all the
one's
people in it.
That's the new one.
Oh, that's
yeah, that
the
was
new
the
one?
new one. We're talking like the original.
The
Like,
old
they
one,
actually
the old
killed
one,
the girl.
the
in
old
this.
one was shot in the 70s.
Yeah.
Like we're talking probably before Halloween, because Halloween was shot in 78.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've seen that then.
Darkness Falls.
So wait, I was just curious because I thought of it earlier when we were talking about like, what do you think about the Poltergeist?
Oh, when you're talking
I
about
like it.
possession
Yeah.
movies, oh my god. The Poltergeist
I've
is
always-
another one that I think is a classic that just should never be redone.
I just
I
wasn't
feel
sure
that
if you
way.
actually liked it or not. I
I
just
liked it.
remember always loving that movie and thought that it was wild for the concept and the time that we were in.
They're here. It's just
She actually
it-
passed away.
Mhm. It's those movies that are just so like creepy. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that would creep you out.
Like in real
You
life,
know,
like some shit like that
yes.
happens to you, like
Possession movies always creep people out because they always think that it could happen to them. You know, like watching
So
The
how do you
Exorcist. Like
feel
people that watched The Exorcist when it first came out couldn't watch it. Like they couldn't bear to sit there for that long and watch it.
I won't ever
so
watch The Exorcist.
when I was a kid, I remember watching The Exorcist with my boy.
It's just too graphic for certain reasons for me.
Well, that's
But yeah.
probably what I'm about to be talking about. So there was one scene
and that's why I won't
where
watch
she.
it.
I know what
Okay, so we're not going to go there. So you understand.
you can go there if it's
I
the one that
don't.
I'm thinking
I
of.
won't.
Well, I'm not going to get into obvious graphic detail, but it's when
Oh,
she takes
I know.
the cross, and you know what I mean. When I was a kid, I grew up going to a Catholic church or going to a Catholic school.
Mhm.
So to see that scene where people maybe have thought that I was scared of the movie and freaked me out, it didn't feel right. I've seen the whole movie. I'm not a huge fan of The Exorcist, but I can't watch it.
Again.
Literally,
I watched it one time in my life.
Literally because of that scene, it didn't feel right, didn't sit right in my heart. I get why it happened and the extent of it happening and the shock of it.
And then after the movie was done, some people died off of that cast too.
The Exorcist pushed the envelope.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
The Exorcist definitely pushed the envelope.
I just felt like that was opening another realm. Personally,
Darkness Falls.
It pushed the envelope for everything.
Oh yeah,
Like literally everything. Religion.
yes.
I can't do it.
It's all right,
That's
RJ.
why
It's cool.
I can't do it.
I
won't
get it,
watch
man.
it
I
again,
get it.
ever again.
I totally get it. There's a lot of people that won't. They wanted to condemn that movie
Well, that
I guarantee back then, probably back
so
during that
you know
time,
what I think that's just
as it went on.
just could be just as bad as that movie controversy wise, and it has nothing to do with that kind of movie. Would be like The Passion of Christ. Have you ever watched it?
No.
I actually watched it recently, and all it did was remind me how hard it was to watch, to see something. Like I can't help it but get into my feelings. You know, I have a lot of, as we've talked about, up and downs with certain things, but just to see that pain and to see that suffering and literally what he went through the end part of it was just a wild movie. And Mel Gibson, I felt like captured
brings like life to it.
captured the essence of what could have been, basically.
The guy who did the medical procedure scene was a serial killer, and someone was killed on a set. Oh.
And that was for
Was it for-
Exorcist.
The Exorcist.
Oh, I never knew that.
But there was a lot of movies
Yeah.
like
Poltergeist was another one where a few people died from the whole
Omen.
crew and everything.
The Omen's
The Omen,
freaky
yeah.
to me. I can't watch stuff like that. I
The
do
Omen.
not. I don't like it. I don't
Yeah.
mess
See,
with it.
those movies will leave people uneasy.
Yeah.
And also, too, another
The
one.
Omen is creepy.
But another one of my personal favorites,
Mhm.
the Amityville Horror.
Those
I
are
never
just
got
wild.
into 'em,
Those are.
honestly like
I don't.
know.
Those don't hit me the same.
No.
You know what? One of the worst
You
ones
have-
was.
But you have to believe.
See, here's my thing with
Because
the
a lot of
Amityville
people
horror,
don't believe because
that it was a
Be-
possession
because
thing.
the guy wanted to make out to be like he wanted to get money from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I get it. Okay.
Mhm.
But for what really happened with Robert DeFeo,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard for you to believe.
Because wasn't he saying like he was hearing voices or something like that? Like,
He said the dog told him to do it.
yeah, something.
But I
Because
want
I
to
watched
know.
documentaries on it. Like,
I want to know how you can shoot somebody with a 30-06 in your own house and nobody hear it. They were all face down, every single one of them. His brothers, his sisters,
Yeah.
and his mom and dad,
Mhm.
all shot face down. And then he turned himself in.
Yeah.
Robert DeFeo actually just died probably about, I'm gonna go on the
It wasn't
realm.
too long ago.
It was probably about 4 years
So
ago.
I watched a documentary after he died that it came out. Like, see, I've never really watched like the movies, but I've always
Yeah.
been more interested in the documentary side of it. Like, obviously, why did he do it?
Oh,
Like,
when it-
what happened?
When it comes to
You know,
that,
certain little details that have been
It's
left
always
out over the
it's
years.
always in the small details that were
Yeah.
left out because he woke up at the same time every day.
Yeah.
There was a clock in the basement. It always dealt with the basement too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, it was a big
he
thing,
would
yeah.
wake up and it was just hot,
Mhm.
and he just, like I said, woke up at the same time. Would hear voices just kind of like The Shining, but going
Like
crazy.
losing
No,
all
like
the
little
time.
by little though.
And then finally, like he turned himself in because he admitted to it.
Yeah.
But then it's like I can't remember if he said that he doesn't remember doing it, or if
See, I'm trying to.
after a while he just said, he just finally admitted to doing it all. But I still want to know how you can do that and nobody hears.
From what I understand, too, they've had some people live in that house after all that, but
See,
they've moved out
there-
as well.
There was two families. The DeFeo family had it first. The Lutz family had it second.
And then
They only
leave because
lasted
it was weird.
28 days in
Yeah.
that house, and then they left.
So it makes
Left-
you wonder.
But you know what's wild?
But
too?
they but they
Austin-
left their stuff.
That's what. Yeah.
They left
up and
everything.
Left. Yeah.
They
I forgot about
got
that,
in their
you're right.
car, got with the clothes on their back,
Mhm.
and left and never came back.
But you know, they talk about how spirits can leave with you
Mhm.
and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like there's just, I have a strong belief in it. Obviously, more of it falls into my mom and my sisters and their conversations and things that they've seen, things that they saw. So like that's why I say a lot of that stuff is eerie with me because I've experienced it not myself, but through other people basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, close family, obviously,
Mhm.
because I mean, I feel like you can only take so much from what people say, but I mean, I don't feel like my mom would lie to me over something like that. You know what I mean? And
And
kind of
sometimes
like
that
her
depends
past and
They could-
history.
On, they
They
say
always-
they can latch onto items that are.
And they
You
do.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
This was the house.
Yeah.
They always said that the house was what was the possessed thing.
But
I
what?
mean, dude,
But
even
didn't,
look at the
but
outside.
didn't
of
the outside of the
It's
house
eerie.
look like
It's
a
a face.
face?
Yeah.
Right. That's
It's
what I was
eerie,
gonna
it's
say.
creepy
It-
just in general.
It's completely changed now. If you look
Yeah,
at
that has because so that was the cool thing about seeing that the last documentary I saw in like 2021 or something.
Mhm.
It showed like what it looked like now. It looks completely different.
They even changed the name of the street that it was on. Like they changed
And
everything.
they're trying to
about
like do anything to maybe reverse it,
See,
that curse or
and-
something.
I will say this too, like Mary, Chip's wife,
Mm-hmm.
she's into all this kind of stuff. Like serial killers, all that kind of stuff. Like Mary's
I don't like
It-
watching serial killer stuff.
I like
into that
documentary
kind of stuff.
I'm just very interested.
Oh, I definitely
why
love
they
the
do it.
documentaries.
Like I don't want to. Like I hate what they did. It's just. It's like why did they think that way? Like it's what all of us I think that are interested in that
it's
field.
interesting.
They want to know why.
The people will say people
Like,
that
what
watch
was
that
his
kind of
upbringing
stuff is
like?
a different kind of breed.
What type of drama was it like, or trauma as a kid? Like
I mean,
The age.
my problem is it's just
there's a reason. Like why?
well, yeah, like what makes them tick, basically.
Yeah.
Like why is
Or
it
like
they made these decisions and how did they get there for
That-
it?
or it's maybe how they were like
But I mean,
raised up.
but I feel like
something
why,
happened,
like following
you know what I mean?
somebody's life of something like that is like watching somebody get their head taken off. Like they would repost. Like I've seen, like somebody's like, "Oh, was it World Star?" I don't know if that's still a thing or whatnot, but I remember they watched like I think it was the Mexicans, but it cut somebody's head off and you watched it
Like
in
the
real life.
guillotine?
Like no,
The French
they took a
guillotine?
machete.
Oh,
Faces of
machete?
death.
Yeah, like wow, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't.
Well, not like that. Like to me, it's more because this is like history. Like it's not really me following.
I mean, because it wasn't like the Summer of Sam was like that, wasn't it?
The what?
Is it the Summer of
I'm
Sam?
talking about Sam.
Are you talking about
Or
the Son of Sam?
Son of Sam. Yeah.
That was during the whole what was it, satanic panic craze and everything too, when that was going on.
Yes.
What's the other one?
That
was
is
with,
very
like, a
weird,
cult.
dude. I want to go. I need to watch.
There's
that.
a documentary on Netflix.
What's the one with the cult
Son of
where
Sam.
that guy had all those?
That's
ones?
Charles Manson.
Yes, that's a wild one.
That was also brought in with the Son of Sam.
Yes,
His
because
name
it was during that time. Yeah.
the guy that was considered the Son of Sam. His name was David Berkowitz.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Dude's crazy.
he did not act alone. If you watch the documentary,
It's
It's
no
good.
way.
it's really good.
See, I need to rewatch it now.
I don't know.
It's not freaky because it really
No.
doesn't show anything.
I like documentaries.
Yeah,
it-
because
it
kind
just-
of
more
shows
just
it.
telling you.
But also,
Yeah.
too, you see interviews with David Berkowitz, who's in prison.
Yeah.
Like they do interviews with him. He only
Yeah.
wanted to do interviews with one person. It was a reporter that followed this. His name is
Yeah.
Maury Terry. He followed this the whole way through because he believed 1,000% without a shadow of a doubt that there was something else going on. Because the New York police, it was in the height of the crime wave in New
Yeah.
York, but this was just random. There were random shootings. He shot people in
And wasn't
cars.
there like candles and stuff like people would leave like out in the woods and like
They
wasn't
fa-
it stuff like that like
They
going on?
found
Is
a
that what it
place in the
was?
middle of the park at some place in New York where they were sacrificing dogs.
Yes.
They were
That's-
sacrificing German Shepherds,
That's wild.
killing them. There was like 30-some bodies of dogs down
Mhm.
here. It was satanic shit.
Yeah.
It
So
was
that's
all
the
kinds
whole
of
satanic
different kind
panic
of,
ordeal
it was
during the
messed up
80s.
stuff. But they closed the case like that. As soon as they caught Berkowitz, they were done. They never did no more investigations.
There had to be more.
They got their hero,
Mhm.
and that was it. And it was the New York Police Department
That's-
the New York Police Department was under fire because they
For
couldn't
that,
they
yeah.
couldn't catch a murderer to save their lives.
Yeah.
But when they caught Berkowitz, the team that was on that got medals. They got all kinds of stuff. But they closed that case like that.
That's
And
because
they
they
were
wanted
done.
to be
And I
done and
still
over
don't. Yeah.
with.
Like
It. You know what I'm
said,
saying?
There's no way.
They
But
didn't care who it was.
But
just-
Maury was like, something ain't right here.
There's more.
He said, why?
Has to
He
be.
goes, why didn't you go into more details? Because they tried Berkowitz, put him in jail, they were done.
Mhm.
Over with. They didn't want to talk about it no more.
Hmm.
Why? Maury Terry went in deep, like deep into this stuff. And the stuff that he uncovered was just so much more disturbing than what him just going around shooting people was. There's no way that he could have done all this stuff by himself. There's just no way. It's impossible.
See, there's another movie that I'm thinking of. This guy was neighbors. I'm pretty sure it was little kids that was missing, and they were living next to this guy. And the whole time he was like a serial killer as well.
Yeah, we're gonna get ready to wrap up here in a second.
Honestly, you know what the crazy part is? We haven't even touched on everything.
Yeah,
Like this is literally
this is our longest.
Who's that? Oh no, Slick's Corner, I think is what it says. If my eyes aren't too bad.
Thanks for joining in, even though we're 2 hours and 34 minutes into this joint. See, and this is, like I said, when I said before we even started shooting this is going to be one of our hardest ones because you could literally go forever and not touch on
a lot of stuff on.
Yep, because there's still more movies, more genres
He's
that
from
we
J-
could touch
He's from
on.
JD. I don't know who that is.
It's good. It's Slick from JD.
Oh wait, that's Ricky, I think.
It's Slick.
You
Oh,
still,
yeah.
you still work at the store.
You
So
should know this, RJ.
Well, I saw-
we ain't been in there.
Well,
I follow
when you
on
said
IG.
JD, yeah.
He said he
It's
follow.
Ricky.
Okay,
It has
okay.
to
We
be.
appreciate the support. Thank you for coming in.
Even though we're 2 hours and 30 something minutes in, we definitely appreciate all the love we can get.
Yep, Ricky.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, man. Appreciate
He
that.
said
Hit
that's
that.
my nickname. He said you're supposed to know these things, RJ.
No, I know it is, but he said JD after that. I was like, oh
He said
wait,
it's
that
from
has gotta
JD.
be. Yeah.
He said he just got off and saw the story. It's all good. We appreciate it either way. It doesn't matter.
Hit that like button and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
We definitely going to be trying to keep more content going on.
Rick better be making them big sales.
Getting that money.
We all know what it's like from back in the day.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
the finish line.
definitely. Loved working with shoes. He said he didn't even know we had a channel. He said this is dope.
Yeah,
Oh really?
we definitely
I thought
appreciate
maybe
it.
someone told. I don't know. Maybe I guess I was wrong.
Actually-
I thought somebody did say something.
Well, somebody was telling me that Brian told them.
If-
Chance. I was talking with Chance.
Brian
today.
knows we have one. Too.
Yeah.
I actually
And I
ran
think
it.
Parker and Corey
I ran into
have
Brian
one.
at the pet store, and he was like, "Hey," he goes, "When's the next episode coming out?" He goes, "I've been telling all my employees." He said, "That's your homework for today is to follow Film Study." And I was like,
That's
"Hey
what I'm
man," I
talking
told
about.
Brian, I said, "I appreciate that, man." He goes, "Yeah," he goes, "You guys aren't doing too bad." And I was like, "I appreciate that." Just from outside sources and seeing people,
Mhm.
showing love and telling other people, appreciate that.
Yes, 100%.
Especially like
Like
Coming-
the
like
kids
coming-
would do
coming
it
from
now, how
Brian.
they do it. You get the love, the little heart.
coming from Brian, who we've known for a long time, and knows all of us,
Yeah.
and just for him telling his guys to watch, it's definitely appreciated for sure.
Yeah, it definitely means a lot. Anybody that shares, that likes, reposts, takes the time to come in to watch us.
He just got another subscriber. He just said he dropped a sub and is gonna hit the likes. We appreciate that.
Heck yeah, we definitely do.
Tell all your friends. Tell everybody. We're gonna try to keep getting better and better for each one. So it's just just trying to get better each time.
Yeah,
Even though I didn't think we was going to go 2 hours and 37 minutes on this one.
I knew we were going to go long in a sense. I did not
Yeah.
expect it to be this long, but I knew we would get lost in our conversation 100% because we're all movie. We all love movies.
Who
You know,
doesn't? Everybody is a movie critic at some point in time, even shows, anything like that.
That's what I'm saying. We didn't even get to TV shows, and there's
We didn't
different
get nothing.
genres and that. That's to say, we're gonna have to make this like a part 2. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like
for
maybe
sure.
even do it for the next episode. You know what I'm saying? Kind of do a follow up of what we haven't touched on yet. Because there's so much of it, and we even put in the description. We're gonna touch on the Steelers and Cowboys a little bit.
We ain't touched on none of that.
No, we definitely did not.
We ain't gonna
Unfortunately,
get to that
Probably just
today.
moving on from that.
yeah.
At least for tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Because
You got plenty of time to discuss schedule.
Yeah, we got plenty of time because they ain't even started camp yet.
No.
shout out to the Knicks taking Boston down. Just want to point that out to my cousin Dorian.
Well,
Sitting here just supporting you, my brother, because I'm a big Jalen Brunson fan. But yeah, definitely shout out to New York Knicks.
Celtics suck.
I just had to throw that out there real quick. I'm so happy they got knocked out onto the Pacers.
So am I. I'm glad the Knicks took care of them because, obviously I'm a Lakers fan.
It was beautiful to hear him swallow his words because even though he was being truthful about Boston should have
Boston
easily
should've won.
won that series, which I knew the reality of it, but like I told you, I had to have hope, right? Like I do with the Cowboys every year, right?
Well, as long as they beat them.
Hey,
That's
you
all
gotta
that
have
matters.
some type of hope, and this year is looking a little bit better, but I still need a switch up in the QB. But we'll see what happens with all the new pickups they did. I mean, there's a lot of reformatting, and it could take 2-3 years with these new guys. You know what I'm saying?
Chip's another basketball fan too. He's crying because the Celtics are out.
Oh, wait.
He should be crying. Mr.
I
Jalen
don't know.
Brown, I don't know why you
Listen.
assaulting these players like that. I was a big fan of his and enjoyed watching him play, so I started seeing him assault players.
All right.
I did not like that. Good thing he got fouled out at the end.
I'm just saying, if the Lakers got to suffer, then so do the Celtics.
Have at it, RJ. You are the basketball person, so that's
He
That-
definitely is.
that
I
is
didn't
definitely
really have
that
much
is
to
definitely
say.
not my field. So I will let anybody have that if they want
The Lakers are
to go
just-
basketball
it was
for a minute there.
disappointing.
I mean, I don't really have a team like I used to. It's really just certain players that I've been watching, and I'm just getting back into it.
For the Timberwolves.
Timberwolves is a good, solid team.
I'd be okay with that.
I'd be okay with the Timberwolves as well.
I just think they didn't play too well.
Because what's his
Golden
name?
State
Who's on it
personally.
who's
And
on
that
it
was
that I
with
like
being
too?
out.
It'll be his second ring. We were just talking about it. Is it Caruso, right? Isn't he on the Wolves? No,
No, he's on the
That's-
Thunder.
sorry,
Alex
that's on the
Caruso's
Thunder.
Thunder.
the Thunder. So
Personally,
Anthony Edwards. No, there's somebody else I like on there too besides him.
What, Shea Gilgeous Alexander?
I don't
SGA?
know. I'd have to just see it. But yeah, no, I would be happy to see him, a young one,
I wouldn't
kind
mind
of taking that.
The Thunder
But
and the
he's got a-
Timberwolves, I wouldn't mind either way on the West.
I'm really okay with at this
I
point
just don't want Denver. I like
anybody
Jokic.
winning at this point. I need the OKC to beat Denver. I would like that, and I'm curious to see this Knicks and Pacers rivalry come back to
The 90s throwback.
Yeah, so that's kind of dope to see as well. But I'm cool with it. I like all these young players.
Oh, Reggie.
I think
Making
the
it.
Knicks. Well, that's the thing.
That was what it was. Reggie Miller and the Patrick Ewing.
Cheryl.
Well, and I really want to see the Knicks and getting ready for this, seeing the Knicks and Pacers play again. I think they both play the same way. Honestly, I think they're just both physical. Like they're both of their coaches are like hard.
It's gonna
Tom
be
Thibodeau
really-
and Rick Carlisle. I mean,
That
I feel
was
like,
another
to
good
be
30 for
honest,
30.
not to
Yeah.
knock like Tim Thibodeau, but or Tom Thibodeau. My bad. But anyways, when it comes to like Rick Carlisle, I feel like he's always taken like teams that probably shouldn't even be in like Eastern Conference Finals. Like even when he won with Dallas back in 2011 with Dirk and like Jason Kidd and Jason Terry, like those guys were kind of older.
Yeah.
They probably shouldn't have won it, but I just feel like Carlisle just brings a certain style and toughness to a team.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We
I
got
can
more
definitely agree with
comments
that.
coming.
For sure. This is definitely the Knicks year. I love to hear it. Go Knicks. I'm loving it. Definitely
I'd
loving
like
it.
to
I'm
see
more
it.
of a fan of the individual players over teams, but seeing the Knicks go crazy makes me happy. They ain't got this far in a minute. Last time they won Stephen Collins was 1999.
Yeah, it was 99.
I mean, I remember that finger
And
roll.
you know who they played in the
I remember
championship?
that finger roll. That was the one that was the most memorable moment to me.
But weren't they in the champ? Did they not go to the championship in 99? They didn't, did they? No, because
I'm pretty sure no, they got.
the Spurs. Didn't the
Don't
Spurs
ask
play
me.
the Knicks?
I
Or who
couldn't
did the
tell
Spurs
you.
play?
My memory is
Hold on, 'cause
terrible with
that
a
was
lot
the
of.
lockout season. Who did they play?
Best chance they got. That is true. The Knicks and the Pacers was the Eastern Conference game in 1999.
Yeah, so it's the Eastern Conference.
Hold on.
So that was
Was that when Reggie Miller was still playing?
yeah.
I'm pretty sure Reggie Miller was still
Yeah, I
there
was
in
right.
99.
The Spurs and the Knicks played each other in '99 in the finals because that was Tim Duncan's first ring along with David Robinson.
So they did. So
Yep.
the Knicks sent out.
So they
Reggie.
went to the championship, in '99.
But yeah, okay, yeah, because
They
it was.
just
that's
that
what
was
a
the
lot of
lockout
people
season
say.
though. They only played like 50 games that year.
and no different than how it is now, but a lot of people try to downplay the good players in the 90s and in comparison to nowadays. I'm sorry, but the difference between nowadays and back then is literally the hustle to the basket. For example, Boston had so many opportunities to make threes and they weren't making them. I mean,
they went games where I think they shot like 20-some% from three. And
that's what I'm
2
saying.
games they shot like 47%.
At what point do you decide to change your game and start bringing it either to mid range or driving to the basket and finding those openings?
I totally agree with you being more aggressive getting to the hole, but
you know what I mean?
I just think it's that style of basketball anymore.
But
I
never
not by the three.
I wish I could
the
remember.
Houston Rockets used to be that way when James Harden was there because he would drive and kick and James Harden's like prime.
I just wish
they
I
were
could
the same
remember
way.
the exact player, but I watched a player go in, start driving to the basket. Literally, if he just kept going, he would have literally laid it up and he kicked it out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you have the easy shot. And then some people will say taking the 3-pointer, it's a less risk.
That's what it comes down
to.
But
at the end of the day, I'm sorry, a layup, you get into the basket, it's going to be more challenging. I understand that. With the separation to take the shot makes more sense. But if you could shoot a 3, why can't you shoot a mid range? Why can't you get in a little bit closer? That should be easier, don't you think? You know what I mean?
That's how I think, because I grew up playing more of like the old.
All right, I didn't expect to turn this into more. Let's close it out because
I'll do that.
I didn't expect it to go this long, but I just wanted to give a shout out to the Knicks.
Can we at least say like who's your favorite outside of Brunson?
Outside of on the Knicks?
Because personally, who I really have always liked and admired is OG Anunoby.
I like him though.
Even since like when he was in Toronto.
I don't know. If for me,
I even liked him back then. Like I just think he brings honestly, he reminds me of a throwback player. Honestly, even like the way he wears his like wristbands.
We'll have to revisit it.
I'm being dead serious. He reminds me of a throwback guy.
We have to revisit it, but for me, and it's because of how hard he was playing, the rebounds he's going for. Like he's even fighting sometimes with Cat for rebounds and Robinson. Josh Hart.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's just one that I really and again I'm still new to again rewatching basketball. As you notice, I've been getting more into it, especially with Amada. But 100% I would say him, Josh Hart. He won my heart in the series, and just the way he grind, he hustle. Cat was one member I was hating on him in the beginning, but that's because he wasn't being aggressive enough for me. But then the last 3 games.
That's what I was telling you. I used to love Cat in Minnesota those first 2 or 3 years because the way he played.
Yeah.
Like it used to be a lot more physical. And I felt like over the years he's kind of gotten soft. But in this series, I will say he kind of looks like the old Cat from when he got drafted.
And he was looking like a dog. I mean, that first play in this last game, I know you didn't get to see it because you were playing ball at the Y. But I mean, did you get to see the replay of it at all with the highlights where he shot it over the 2 guys?
But I saw the rest of most of the game with you. So,
but the way he started it off, like that was the energy, the exact energy they needed. And like I said, and I know for some people, like usually you want a close game, but because of course it was Boston, let them get out of here. I was so excited for this to complete shutout.
They have a deep rivalry technically anyways.
Yeah.
It's the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, that has to feel good for New Yorkers, of course. So
Spike Lee's going to ape shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, if I had to pick the underdog to win, I would love to see the Knicks win, personally. I'm a big fan. I like Brunson like he does, too. I don't really hate the Pacers either, but I would have to pull for the Knicks like right now just because it's been a minute, and like when New York, I'm saying like when New York basketball is good, there's just a certain hype, which I don't live in the city, but you can just tell in that arena.
Yeah.
In my opinion, there's just a certain hype.
It's the same thing
like
with their football.
You know what I mean?
Like honestly, I'm just excited for the Knicks fans. I really am, and I'm like, because even Chance was like, "Oh, you're a really big Knicks fan, aren't you?" Because of how much I've been posting about them and stuff, and I was like, honestly, I'm a fan of Jalen Brunson, and I'm really liking the Knicks team more as a whole. Again, as if I'm watching them, because that's why I said for Josh Hart, we'll revisit because McBride is a secondary that for whatever reason I'm in. Yes, I'm loving him. I'm loving him a lot. You know what I'm saying? Was it Bridges?
Mikhail, yeah.
He's another one. I'm really
starting to play a lot.
He's a little bit of a hit or miss. And same thing with OG. He's a little bit of a hit and miss, but again, I have to watch him. But defense, OG is nasty.
That's why I like.
You know what I'm saying? Robinson was nasty. Cat's been nasty. You know what I mean? Same thing, but that Blockman Bridges hit.
And he said, what do you say? Facts. 90s basketball is so slept on. Very, very true. Nowadays, it seems like it's all about scoring most points the easiest way. Back in the day, it seemed to be more about poetry, motion, and style playing. That's why 90s was more entertaining.
And I mean, it was. And I mean, and I do feel like now that I've rewatched it in the sense of soft basketball, I feel like they do let these guys play, but there's so much stuff that they're not allowed to do. And again, it's to protect the players.
It's the physicality part of the game has been taken away.
But I understand why. I mean, you're paying all these money, especially nowadays, how much these guys make, paying all this money. You don't want to lose that player. But now, is it not maybe they're raising them softer or these guys are just lazier? But I mean, does it not feel like people are more prone to injuries nowadays in comparison to back in the day? You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes I look at that too, and I kind of feel that way, as if we're seeing more injuries. Like then, like when guys played like most of the year, every year, like
And I know it was at the end of the game, but I mean, you saw LeBron get injured. You know, we watched Curry's out of the season. Jalen Brunson's playing while hurt, and you know they were giving him a lot of breaks.
Achilles.
Damn, I you know what I mean, I don't have nothing against, but that's harsh to be able to to the injuries and getting hurt.
Now Aaron Gordon.
Yes, and then he's out, and it's wild that like all the teams, Boston, Nuggets, you know what I'm saying, Golden State, that you would expect to be there, it's like little by little they're all getting knocked out. And that's why I feel like I'm most excited about the series, to watch these new young ones just take over the series. Like it's definitely is it not like that though? I mean, I know
it is.
I know you got some OGs and stuff like that.
And Edwards and Shea still in it. I mean, you could even say I guess you could say even Halliburton.
Shea is another one you got my eye on. He's another one that I've been watching on OKC. That's like, I'm like, wow, I like the way he moves. I like the way he plays. And of course, it's like watching Kobe.
He doesn't also
it's like watching.
He'll take that mid range.
Jordan,
too, so.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why I like him.
But see, that's my whole point. When you become a player of basketball, and I know you're not going to be great at everything, but you should be able to drive. You should be able to take a mid-range shot. You should be able to lay up, and you should be able to hit that three-pointer. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just you overall. And please, by all means, play your defense. And if you shoot that ball and your guys are already running back, you should be following that ball to go get that rebound. If you miss it, you should be chasing that ball down and getting it back.
Some of them like to complain, though.
Oh, man.
If they don't get a foul call. Like, that's a lot.
I mean, all of them do. I mean, MJ did it. Kobe's done it. You know what I'm saying? Especially the greats are the ones that get away with it and people hate on them for it. You know what I'm saying? Because it happens with LeBron as well. All of them. I mean, they all like that. You know what I mean? Like you were saying earlier, it was like, oh, how you sitting here wearing LeBron shoes and you're always hating on the man. I don't hate LeBron. I just don't want them to compare him to Jordan. Don't compare him to Jordan. They're just two different kind of animals.
But you can't wear his shoes though.
I love these big bangs. There's no reason I shouldn't be wearing these. And I have all the good ones. The Wash the Thrones, the Big Bands, the South Beaches. I wish I had more
of
them.
I think it'd be blasphemy. And I'm a Lakers fan if I wore a pair of LeBron shoes. Because I have nothing but Kobe's at home.
Yeah, but he's a Laker now.
You see Jalen Brunson wearing LeBron shoes?
Jalen Brunson.
Because you know what he wears?
A dog.
He wears Kobe's.
No, that's because he's a dog, though.
Exactly.
I can kind of see why you say like the high usage rate can be a downfall, though. But I think that's going to come more with age over time.
With him,
than it is now.
He is like the main option.
All right, let's cut it out. We're going to keep going, and we're not going to stop. We're not. Yeah, we got to go. Y'all have a wonderful night. Do you want to go do the closing out, Phil?
We're gonna put a Curtis Blow on.
I feel like for the past 5 minutes, he's like, when are y'all going to shut up? I don't even got nothing to say at this point.
Well, we're going to wrap up this extremely long episode of Film Study, but we appreciate everybody that joined the chat, all new subscribers, everything else. Appreciate you all. Hope to see you back for the next episode, and take care. We'll see you later.
Have a good one, everyone. Oh, damn, I didn't even do that.